with the intro. Hey, everybody, I'm Mike.
I'm Bob.
I'm Tim.
And I'm Josh.
Yes.
And this is the Board Game Rundown. Welcome to Whiskey Wednesday, where we cover games from the ground up. We've got guest Josh Bowman, or Captain Josh, I should say, with us.
Yeah.
He is one of the hosts of the Tabletop Submarine, and his other co-host you've seen on our show and in our chat, Andrew Stiles. And Josh is also going to have a game coming out soon as well. Welcome to the show, Josh.
Oh, thank you for having me. Been a fan of you guys for a little bit, ever since Origin, pretty much when you met Andrew. I think it was at Origins, Tim. You had that interview there.
Yeah.
It was he had an interview there and been following you guys ever since. So glad to be here finally. Glad I'm important enough to be here now.
We indoctrinated Andrew to then recruit others to our cause. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you finally achieved the level of importance to come onto our tiny show.
I did it. I finally did it. All it takes is investing thousands of dollars into a $19 game. That's all it takes.
That sounds like good business sense.
Some solid business strategy.
So how long you are the host or one of the hosts of Tabletop Submarine. So tell us a little bit, like how long have you been doing it? How did that start? Let's go.
Well, yeah, so we've been doing it for almost 2 years, a little over 2 years now. It's been a while. Me and Andrew have been doing this. And it all started out as a little boy's dream to work in the tabletop industry. A little 280-pound boy. And I wanted to work in tabletop because right now I'm in restaurants. I work at a barbecue smokehouse with my family. And that's great. I do love it.
That sounds awesome.
It's awesome, but restaurants is stressful.
Yes.
There's lots of years. Yeah, very stressful. And board games are just fun for me, and I think they work with my mind. And so what I did was I just started asking people I know if I could talk to them about what their capacity was in the industry. And it led me to a conversation with Patrick Havert, who is the person who runs Escape WinterCon, and he did quick, simple games for a long time. And he said to me, just start putting stuff out there.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, like putting content out there so people start knowing you. I was like, okay, that makes sense. So I can do a podcast. That sounds fine by me because I don't want to do video editing. I've done it before. It's a pain in the butt. And but I didn't want to be a board game review show because no one gives a crap about what I have to say about games. There's so many other people who are smarter than me. And this is after me designing for a very long time. Like I could do a design show. No one gives a crap about what a guy who hasn't signed a single game has to say about design theory. But I like talking to people. I like getting to know people. And I think I'm pretty good at getting to know people. So how about I do a show where all I ask is for a person to come on and talk with them. And so I shot around ideas to people who I knew in the industry through playtesting saying, hey, I want to do this. Lots of conversations where Andrew eventually popped in and started sharing his experience with his old podcast about doing movies and wines, my movie and wine stuff. And I just had the inclination to ask him, hey, would you want to help me with this? And he just said, sure. For some godforsaken reason, Andrew said, sure. And we had a powwow session about what do we want to do. And we finally came up with the concept of Tabletop Submarine, diving into people's favorite tabletop memories and exploring why games are great through that medium. And it's taken off. I mean, people want to, if you offer free, we don't do reviews. Like we review games that we play, but we don't ask for review copies and stuff like that. Like sometimes now that we've grown, we have like a few more shows where we review games and maybe do a Kickstarter preview. But the main show is interviewing people and getting to know them and trying to help build a connection with our audience. It's a nice, humble audience. We get, about, 85 to 150, 200 downloads, depending on the person and story, which, for a board game podcast as each as ours, I'm very proud of.
Yeah, it should be.
And, it's just evolved from there. And meeting with people, learning from them, experiencing their stories has been a very rewarding experience. I've had the opportunity to interview people like Ignacy Cevicek from Portal Games, to, you know, one that stands out is a guy named Aaron Kempkes, who's not even really a signed designer. He just won an Iron Award, and he was on the podcast. So we've had a full range of stuff. As you see there, there's things called the Periscope, where I kind of take on the role as an angry backer, like a Kickstarter backer or crowdfunding backer, and I ask like the stupid questions they sometimes ask right in the Kickstarter. So they have a chance to, you know, like, why is the game only, you know, how come the game is $19 or why did 30? Just those kind of questions. So they have an opportunity to answer that. And then sometimes we'll do a review of a game I really, really like. And it's just rewarding. It's crazy. It's busy. But, you know, this has given me so many gateways into, you know, just meeting people.
Yeah.
It's been great. And I really enjoy it. It's very stressful sometimes, but it's like, you know, it's fun. I enjoy it. It's one of my favorite things to do. And just through all of that, meeting people, meeting publishers, that's how CakePie Games came into fruition, because I realized, you know, what I wanted to do in the industry is more along the lines of what a publisher did. And so I looked at the industry for a very long time, thinking, what does the industry need and what sells? Because I think a big mistake lots of designers and people make is they want to create a game that's, this is the game that, you know, I want to play, which is fine. Do that. Be a designer and do that. But I looked at it as, okay, I want to make a company that makes profit. I want to have a company that makes profit. And so I looked at all the companies. I know, right? It's like I'm looking at it as a business, not a hobby. And so I walked around Gen Con once, and then Origins, like the bigger ones, PAX Unplugged, and looked at, what's being sold? What games am I seeing right now being sold? And what is just being grabbed as like insane, like an instant grab for people? And people like 25th Century, Chad from 25th Century, All Play, and Bitewing, and some of the other stuff. People were grabbing these small games. All Play has their small box line. It's like $19-20. Chad from 25th has a lot of games like that. People were just grabbing them. They would go there for a big game they were excited about. And they're like, hey, you want this game for $18 too? Oh, yeah, sure. Boom. It's like,
right.
What kind of candy bar madness is that?
Yeah.
And so I said, what if I made a company around that candy bar at the shelf idea, where these are quick, simple games that are very demoable. Is the word I kind of felt like. They can be broken down, reset really fast, so you can just pump out demos, and that are affordable. And with my friend Brennan, who is a other designer who I decided to team up with, we sent a powwow session thinking about this idea of games that are affordable and stuff like that. And eventually we landed on there's a whole bunch of different names, but there was Piece of Cake Games and Easy as Pie Games that we were thinking about. And it's like, what if we just smashed them together and we did CakePie? You know, it's a piece of cake. All the games are a piece of cake to set up and easy as pie to teach. Okay. We like that a lot. And a lot of people we talk to who are bigger in the industry, who we've become friends with, liked it a lot too. And so it's okay, boom, there's the company. Now we got to make a game. And none of our games that we had in our back pocket really fit it. So we started from the ground up, creating what is now Beach Day. This is right here, this guy right here, which is, you know, our first foray into the publishing world. It's a tile laying game where you're going to the beach, having had the most fun in the sand. And it is meant to invoke some of my favorite tile laying games, like Carcassonne, is a big one I use for inspiration. Sea Salt and Paper is a very heavy inspiration for the drafting mechanism. And we wanted just to create something that was just a card game so we can get our feet wet, no pun intended. And we were able to team up with Ammon Anderson, who did all the art for No
Hey,
Hollow.
we know Ammon. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Love Ammon. I got to know him before he really took off. And luckily I was able to nail down his art. And he was able to be nice enough to do what I think is an incredible job with the artwork. And it took us 2.5 years to develop it and to get to it. And now we're launching in May, in the Micro May Kickstarter month. And we're really hoping it works out. And if it does, we hope it's the last time we're on Kickstarter and we can just start doing pre-order.
Just
campaigns.
publish. Yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah. Because small games don't do necessarily great unless you do like bundles of them together. My goal is to make my money back, maybe a little bit more. That'd be great.
Sure.
So I can use that money to, okay, here's the next game. Let's just start going. And we're going to start pumping out lots of these pieces of cake to set up. Easy piece of cake to set up, easy pie games that still provide gamers like us a good strategic experience without being overwhelming. Because, I get home at night from like a 12-hour day, sometimes a 16-hour day. I maybe still want to play a game, but I don't want to have to do like a 20-minute setup or have to reread the rules. I want to sit down, be ready to go in 5 minutes and play for 20 and go to bed.
Right.
So that's an early prototype copy right there with my broken sign that got smashed because I sat on it on accident.
Oh.
But yeah, so it's been a journey.
Cake.
Too much cake, not enough pie. Too much cake in both senses, eating it and in the back. So, but yeah, that's pretty much where we're at right now. We're trying to get people to follow the Kickstarter, and that's kind of what the two things I'm really known for is CakePie and the submarine. So
Sure. Yeah, I really, when Andrew told me about your podcast, I immediately started listening to it because I really like listening to designers and people like talk, and just learn about them because, it's kind of the fun thing about doing the show is like, I say this all the time, but it's like, we got to meet Luke Laurie, right? We had him on the show and it's like, for a while, that's just a dude's name on a box on games that we really like. And it's like, oh, he's here and he's cool. Like so when you get to like hear them interviewed and they're relaxed and they're just very candid, like I love that stuff. Like I just like love getting to know people. Hey, there he is. Doesn't he have a bunch of labors to do or some chores?
He has too many
videos to make there.
He's got at least 13.
At least 13. But yeah, no, that's who let these four together? Okay,
Yeah.
And now we got him in there, and that's the best thing about the podcast is that I get to meet people. I love meeting people. I like knowing people. Lots of the people I meet, I might only talk to them once, and that's okay. Like I've had several people come on the podcast, and I see them at cons, and I try to say hi, and they walk right past me. I won't name names.
Oh sure.
And you know what?
No.
But see, that's okay.
episode.
Yeah, that's a different episode. Yeah,
You're gonna make that one list we were talking about.
yeah.
Right.
Top 5 people who ignored me.
Yeah.
So, but
Man, I got a lot of those. I just thought it's because I was short, but maybe.
No, it's you.
And that's okay though. Like if they don't recognize me, they're busy people too. But
Sure.
to have that one-time connection with them where they share their favorite experience is great.
Mhm.
And I think it does a justice for them because they're more than just. It's more than just, it's Stephen Bonacore, the podfather of gaming. Like, no, that you can connect with them personally. Or someone like Ignacy Chevicek, like I said before, or someone like, we've had so many people on, it's hard to nail down. Or like, Scott from Lucky Duck, for instance.
Yeah.
One of the most approachable people in the industry, but one of the most scary to approach because he's Lucky Duck.
You're right.
One of the best guys you'll ever meet, and his story on there was amazing. And you just get to know the person. And met me like Matthew, for instance. Funnily enough, Matt's been on the podcast 2 times, but never been on the main show.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So he did a Gen Con recap with us, and we did a episode of the Periscope talking about one of his Kickstarter campaigns. But I just realized he's never been on the actual show. I don't know. Maybe
that's a crime, man. You got to get Matt on.
Yeah, I know. I don't know why scheduling conflicts.
Sure.
I don't know what's happened, but it's easy to forget who's which because we've had, a couple people be on the show in different capacities, and you just forget sometimes.
Well, there's definitely people where we've talked to, and it's like, oh yeah, like hit me up when we get closer to when my thing's live, and then next thing I know, their thing's live, and it's like, oh. They're busy, like everybody's got lives and day jobs, I mean, if they're lucky, they don't have day jobs and they're just designers. Right. But we really try to, oh, hell yeah. Yeah. Matthew, only if you guys wear
tuxedos.
Yeah. And start the podcast sitting behind each other. So then you can come out. So I know what you're doing there, buddy.
We've had Ammon on the show. We'll be happy to have him on again because.
Oh my God, Ammon's Ammon's one of those dudes that is like, you do not understand how nice Ammon is.
Ammon's great. Like I want to bear. He's like the. I don't take this as an insult, Ammon. I mean this. This is like the highest. He's like the Gurgi from Black Cauldron. He is so incredibly lovable. And you don't understand why until you meet him.
Yeah,
I don't know if anyone gets Gurgi. There you go.
I'm of an age.
Apparently, I am too. But Ammon's awesome. There's a lot of awesome people in there's lots of awesome people in the industry.
I don't like RBF personally.
I would hate to have them both at the same time. We did do that once. That was for a TTS play of Meerkat Kingdoms. That was a lot of fun.
Okay. Yeah, but Matthew is shockingly handsome. You got to be careful. You stare into his eyes and look at that beard, you get lost.
It's because he grooms his beard.
Yeah.
He grooms his hair. Whereas me, I prefer to shave off my head and let the beard grow wild.
Yeah.
So
Cthulhu look kind of going.
Speaking of, this is a good. Where did it go? Right here. Wait a minute. Nope, that's not the one. That's a good comment. Can't wait to see us at the next convention. Unfortunately, it's probably going to be Origins. Josh, are you going to Origins?
I am going to Origins. Yes.
Hell yes.
Awesome.
We will be sure not to ignore you.
Yeah. Hopefully, the campaign will be wrapped up by then, and we'll be funded. Nice. And it'll be great. And then, I honestly, that conventions I'm planning on just doing tabletop submarine stuff.
Oh, right on.
And Level Up Board Game Podcast. Something I didn't mention is that I am a contributor on the Level Up Board Game Podcast, which is another great podcast that I love those guys. They're great. But yeah, I'm planning on just going around and I don't even know. Maybe just playing games. I don't know. I might be able to just play games.
Wouldn't that be nice?
Best type of conventions.
Wouldn't that be nice? Yes. Hey, happy birthday, Ammon.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Yes, it is Ammon's birthday.
Awesome. Happy birthday.
So I would say that Heat is in the top 100, right?
Mm-hmm.
So stay tuned to see if it made anybody's list.
Yeah, I mean that's the whole point of this. Like,
what's PTTM?
Pedal to the metal.
To the metal. That took me a second as well.
There you go. Yeah, I was like,
it's an anime.
Quick snapshot. I personally love the game. I think it shines when you use the modules.
Yep.
So if you've only played the base game, I would play it with the garage module where you get to draft extra cards and then make your decision.
Yep. And a higher player count tends to be better too. Like once you get up to like that fifth player at least. So like the last two people are getting that bonus and
Dave, no booth. We will be free range board gamers.
Grass fed and free range.
Man.
Oh, that's a good idea. If you ever had to rename a show, call it Grass Fed Gamers.
Yeah, there you
go.
Also,
and no, we did
usual, everybody, all of the links that I'm showing you are in the description. So if you want to follow Beach Day on Kickstarter, just go to the description of the video. Tabletop Submarine, Podbean, it's all in there. And hit those thumbs as well. We need them.
Yep.
Also, Andrew, I will just say,
one.
Even if everybody out there hates Ammon, like don't not back Beach Day because of that, right? He didn't design it. Calm down. He just drew. He just scribbled on the box and some tiles. That's all he did.
Exactly that.
Hastily drawn feet and then called it a day.
That was a big thing for me, and I felt weird about it because this is a funny story because I was like we were experimenting with the front page, and I really wanted there to be the essence of relaxation there on the beach. And we had this idea of laying, trying to figure out how to put feet in there without being weird. Because, there's nothing more relaxing to me than crossed feet. But it's like, well, we can't make them too sexy because
you don't want to get it weird, right?
Yeah.
You got OnlyFans, board game.
But we ended on trying to make them, racially ambiguous, sexy, but not too sexy feet.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it brings the whole image together. I really like, and I'm not even a feet person, which is
I I say next time, double down on the feet and see how many creeps get kicked out of Barnes and Noble. That's what I say.
There you go. There's a whole market for that stuff online. You know,
that's actually the title of our next game. It's called Feet Picks. We're gonna fire 16
there's
different
a game called Buso Memo. I'm not sure if you've heard of it. But you do the same thing with feet, where you're trying to match the feet up. You know.
Yeah, Buso Memo. You are matching boobies, bare breasts, pairs of breasts,
a left and a right. You gotta figure out what match.
I played that with West at QSCon.
Is it a Japanese game or something, or
German?
German.
And the fun thing is some are photographs and some are like from art. Like paintings and stuff. But yeah, there's a lot of photographs. Bob was very interested in that.
I was very good at that game. I'm not sure what it was about it, but like, Rain Man.
Bob, quit smelling the tiles. You're not.
It's scratch and sniff, right?
The scratch and sniff for a Feet Picks game would be glorious.
Whoa. Wow. Just call it bunions.
Bunions and corn.
Bunions and corn. Oh shit. That's funny.
Battle of the Bunions.
That is good stuff. So yeah, tonight's list, our topic list idea was provided by Captain Josh himself, steering us into the depths of the choppy water. That is controversy. Because nobody can ever say anything bad about a game in the top 100 of BGG, right? That's a sacred list.
Yeah, we have our cows lined up. The altar is ready.
Yeah, was it like Alan Moon came down from the mountain with the tablets?
Two tablets.
Two tablets of games.
Wow. Charlton Heston came down with his calyxes, and we're going to smash them.
Nice.
So,
yeah, we're gonna smash some golden calves tonight. Can't wait.
But that's the thing. It's fun to do that. I think it is. One thing that I love Andrew when it comes to this. Andrew, I love the guy to death, and he does not talk ill about games. He usually doesn't try to talk ill about games because he's a designer. He doesn't want to cut off a relationship with publishers. That's good business. I don't care. That's bad business.
But you are your own publisher. You can say
I'm my own publisher now. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I'm mad at myself. I won't make that game.
Sometimes I want to talk about why I didn't enjoy a game or why I think a game is bad. I think one of the one I got kind of in trouble for with the people. I was on a podcast, a design podcast guesting. I won't say which one it was, but I started really digging in on the game. What was it even called? Humanity? Something like that. It was
Cards Against Humanity?
No, it was just called Humanity. It was it was from Bombex, and it was the most uninspired thing I ever played. And I really dug into it on that podcast, and they weren't really happy with me after that because they didn't want that show. Yeah, it was. We should be able to talk about these things because one, I think it's fun to kind of bag on games, and two, it's the top 100. Who cares? They're some of the best-selling games of all time. What we say isn't going to change that. Obviously, we're going to be in the minority with our picks.
Oh, yeah.
That's okay. It's okay to just bag on them because, why not? Share an opinion.
I'm a cranky old Gen Xer. I don't care.
Yeah. And I'm just grumpy at heart. I feel like I have the inner spirit of like Ron Swanson and Hank Hill.
Yeah.
It's just like...
I have a piece of paper here. It says I can do what I want. Yeah.
I'll tell you what, this game is not as good as it used to be.
Damn it, Bobby.
What happened to chess? So and I mean, it's just fun. Like I threw a couple suggestions your guys' way, and I threw some like softballs, like top 5 games that I don't even remember, but I threw some hard ones and like top 5 publishers that need to grow up or top 5 publishers that need to change and stuff like that. I don't mind talking about it.
Mike was dropping a massive dump when we talked about this before the show, and I just wanted to out Mike really. But I did say that I wanted to have Josh on as a reoccurring guest to come on for that Haterade special, right? So we could just kind of come on and air some grievances, right? Have a little Festivus miracle. We'll get out that metal pole, and we can all just let it all out.
And that's well. Sometimes I feel like the board game industry, the hobby itself is. Have you guys ever seen there's a scene in Seinfeld where like Kramer is in like the March for AIDS parade, and he's like, and they're like trying to force him to wear like an AIDS ribbon. He doesn't want to wear it, and so he's like, "Why aren't you wearing the ribbon?" He's like, "I don't have to wear it if I don't want it." I feel like sometimes people with games that are like these sacred cows, if you don't wear the ribbon, they're going to attack you just because whatever stupid reason.
Trust me, we have put out some bad reviews, and then that's when the pitchforks come out, and it's like, okay, look, like, I'm glad you like the game. I'm sorry we didn't, but we probably all like 40 other of the same games. Like, it'll be cool,
right? But that one, Tim, nullifies your opinion on every other game.
Everything.
This is my entire identity. Is this game? And if you don't like it, you're a racist.
Yeah.
That's besides the point.
Yeah. Listen, he's a racist for like 40 other things. It's not board games ain't even the beginning of it. Board games are good for racists because they're you don't know what the person looks like. You're just judging by the name.
Oh gosh.
I had a racist grandmother that liked a lot of music until she saw who sang it, and then all of a sudden didn't like the music near as much.
That Nat King Cole sure is.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you're not far off, right? Yeah. Anyways, people are dumb, and we're going to talk about some games that people like.
I'm excited about it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this. So all the only criteria is that all of these games have to be in the top 100 on BGG as of 8/26, March 26th. 2025.
Yeah. I mean, if you pick number 100 and maybe it fell out,
just now.
It's
I don't know how you guys organize your list, but this is just in order of like number 5 will be what's the lowest ranking.
Oh, sure.
100. I just go down that way. Like, I don't want to. I will probably point out which one I had the most ire with, but I think it's a little more spicy just to go up the list. Okay, somebody has to bring up Azul.
I went very subjective with this, as I typically do. My number 1 is the one that I hated the absolute most. I had a terrible, awful.
I know exactly which one this is.
And yes.
So Mike, I will save that for you, but I will have a good comment for it.
Okay.
Because I wrote it down for a specific reason.
There you go. You know, what's always interesting is when your guest comes on, picks a topic that's kind of negative, and you look forward to it, doing all the research, and then you see the game behind him.
Which one?
Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
We'll get there.
Oh, no.
I know exactly what game you're talking about. I will tell you why it's on my shelf.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I see another game I have a question about later on, too.
Lost a bet.
Let's start off with any games behind that you guys don't like. Let's just get it out of the way if they're not on the list.
Yeah.
It's
stay tuned for the second hour.
We brought Josh on. I fooled him. It's a bait switch. We're just gonna trash
for all your
Josh's collection.
Yeah. Look at this.
Why Josh's collection is trash.
I don't even have a calyx. It's on metal shelving.
Yeah.
Ooh. That's number 1. That's the first.
You know what? Actually, hot take: calyxes are not efficient space-wise. Your metal shelf fits far more games than a calyx does.
And I can roll it. It has wheels.
Oh hell yeah!
So it's
Bob likes his board game shelves like he likes his ladies on wheels.
I've already committed to the calyx like 3 calyxes ago, so I'm stuck. But they're not efficient use of space.
Pandemic's not in the top 100 actually, but
if you saw like my room, it literally like floor to ceiling.
Not regular Pandemic.
Yeah, regular Pandemic's not.
All right, stay tuned. All
right, we ready to dive into this then, or what?
The best list. Yep, we usually start with Bob, go clockwise, and end with me. And of course, that means we're gonna start with Bob's number 5.
All right. So
I love these kind of lists.
My number 5 overstays its welcome so much. It was very hyped when it came out, but when everybody, as soon as they bought this game, had to buy upgraded player boards because the player boards were such crap.
Let me just check that one off my list.
Terraforming Mars just takes for friggin' ever. Like I'll play it for like 30 minutes to an hour, but like 120 minutes, that's twice as long as it should take. And I don't see how it's still top. I can see how it could make it in there like when it first came out. I get it at the time when it came out, but nowadays there's just so many other games that I'd rather play that are better, that have a similar theme, do types similar mechanisms and whatnot, and come with better game pieces in the box. So.
Yeah, this game's ugly.
Yes,
it's
very ugly.
It's ugly, and I have the video game, like the Steam implementation of this one. I've been meaning to play it because I know for a fact I don't want to sit down for 5 hours. And I have lots of friends who love this game, but looking at the box, it doesn't draw me in whatsoever.
Yeah, we have a guy that comes to our meetups who's got like the all everything box. Plus like the deck of cards is like this big, and it's like, oh, I know there's like some of the cards I like to see, but then it's like the wingspan thing where it's like, okay, well, what are the odds I'm going to get some of the cards that like I know or want to see? And
it's hard to chase tags in decks that are massive.
You know what pisses me off even more? They're making a Terraforming Mars role-playing game. And I'm a huge role-playing guy. I love role-playing games.
Me too.
And nothing sounds... I'd rather play like iToaster. There's a game like you're playing My Little Toaster as an RPG. It's like, I'd rather play that than something that sounds like, Suits in an RPG version. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know how that works. I do not.
I don't either.
Suits the RPG?
Suits the RPG, yeah.
I think that would be more interesting than Terraforming Mars, the RPG.
Oh, look, they're not even showing the baseboards. Some kind of fancy upgrade on there.
Yeah.
That baseboard, those little cubes move a little bit, and I was on a 2, was on a 1, was on
I only play Terraforming Mars solo now for the time crunch alone.
Yeah, any game that requires upgraded components to be playable is not a game.
It's a problem.
It's a problem, yeah. And I'll get to that later on my list. So,
all right, sweet.
We've done a couple iterations of games that have the worst components, and this one makes the list every time.
Yeah. You have to have it on the list.
Yeah, I was expecting this one to make somebody's list.
Okay, which cow am I going to kill first? All right, I'm going to go with a big boy, but it's obvious, and it's a classic game that a lot of people love. But I don't really have a problem with this game being in the top 100. I have a problem with 2 versions of this game being in the top 100, and I'm talking about Agricola. Get the fudge. Look, it is not a fun game to play. First of all, it is Misery Farm. It's on rails. You cannot. There's no room for wrong decisions. There's no flexibility in this game. This game is ramrod straight, and there's no fun in the choices because there's always a right choice and a wrong choice, and that's it.
Say ramrod.
Say car ramrod.
I forgot.
I don't have a problem that people love Agricola because there are definitely people that this is the way they want to play games, and that's totally fine. But we don't need 2 damn versions of this game, the regular one and the revised one. No, get the hell out. You kick one of them off. Kick one of them off. Leave the other one on. That's fine. But you're hogging up 2 slots. You're hogging up 2 slots now, right? Like there's only 100.
Right.
Like no. That game sure as shit ain't so good that they get 2 versions on. I'm just going to say that for sure. I'll die on that hill. I'll let you have the one. But also, people have been rating that game since 2007. So it's got enough cumulative reviews to keep it up there. And I think it used to be higher, but it's like now in the 50s or 60s. But
it was number 1 for a while.
Yeah, get the hell out of here.
It was the only game. So,
Well, that was when I first went to BGG. When I would go to BGG and look, and it's like Agricola is number 1. Like, who is rating games on this thing? Like, this site is bogus.
Sure.
Just Uwe Rosenberg doing it. That's all. It's 10 million bot accounts.
I mean, he's got a lot of art on the who does the art? Clemens Franz. Clemens Clemens Franz is the other guy voting on all of these because he's got a lot of artwork at the top 100.
Yeah, he does.
I'm not saying it's bad. It's a choice. That's all I'm saying.
A bad choice. Oh.
But I'm going to say, Agricola, calm down. You don't get 2 spots. Get one out of there. Who's moderating that page? Get somebody out of there.
Yeah. All right, so I got to make a judgment call because Tim kind of stole. He kind of stole my tangent. I was my number 5 originally was going to be.
Stop, Mike. Stop. It's Josh's turn.
Josh's turn.
Sorry.
I was going to wait. This is your guys' show.
Yeah, don't worry. Bob and I got it. We'll rein him in.
We got it. We'll reel him in.
It's okay. It's okay, Mike. It's okay.
You'll get your tangent, Mike.
We got excited.
So my number 5 was, I was actually very excited to play this game. I did it at a meetup night at my FLGS. And I was like, this is the game I think I will enjoy. And I got to play with some of my friends. I got taught the game. And you hear so much about this game. And I sat down, I played it, and I was like, this is boring. Like, why do people like this? You're just hoping for the same thing over and over again. And the choices aren't that interesting. And I was like, I mean, this is literally, I don't see how people find these decisions interesting. And it's just random after that. It's not even like other games like it where you can kind of predict because you start over each time. And that is Quacks.
Oh, no, I love Quacks.
Recently did Quacks. Renamed Quacks with do you guys like the new artwork?
No.
No.
Yeah, I didn't like it either.
The old version was fine.
Yeah, but yeah, Quacks of Quedlinburg, or just Quacks. I
don't mind that they changed the name, but I don't love the art. Because everybody calls it Quacks. I get it, no problem.
Yeah. So I mean, talking about games that like people upgrade to for no reason whatsoever. I mean, I just found the decision space in Quacks to be very limited. You're just trying to go for points. That's what you should be doing. Like the combos that are in there aren't guaranteed or interesting. It's not like a deck builder where you just farm it and it'll come up eventually because the deck gets smaller. You put stuff back in every time. So you're always hoping that it might work out. And some people might find that fun. I don't think that's an interesting decision space, hoping that what you want to do may turn out. And plus, I mean, so far, this is the first wrong answer.
Thanks, Dave.
You know what, Dave? One man's wrong answer is another man's, screw off.
Yeah.
But
I love it. Dave's a big boy. He'll be fine.
It's okay, yeah. But no, just kidding, man. But
no, Dave's great. You're good.
But I mean, the pressure of the 2 white flower thing didn't get me. It's like, okay, well, I have 2 white flowers. I mean, I guess I could stop, but why just not go for points? It's not interesting. And plus, the game is ugly. It really just don't follow the beach day. Fair enough. Hey, fair enough, man.
Hey, Josh, did you play the new version or did you play the old version?
I don't remember. It was the demo copy that they had at the store.
Okay. I just don't know.
Any of these games I'd be willing to try again.
So, sure.
But like the decisions I was making were not interesting. I found the gameplay loop to be absolutely droll. And the overall goal of the game is just to get more points. And it seemed like there was a very obvious path to victory. Just put more points in there then. That's literally what it is. Maybe throw in a couple of other one that might reset some stuff. But everything, I paid attention to 2 parts of that, 2 different tokens. My bag was filled with 2 different tokens. I took second place. I was playing a bunch of veterans. And it's like, maybe that's sign of a good game design because everyone's equal. Okay, no, it's not. I disagree with that statement. It's just uninteresting for what it is.
Sure.
Are you generally not a fan of a pusher luck mechanic?
I love pusher luck games.
Okay.
And that's why I was super excited to try. Everyone's like, this is the quintessential pusher luck game.
I mean, I would have said that.
It was just pushing my buttons.
That's fair.
There are far better pusher luck games out there.
Look, listen, I am a walking contradiction, Josh. There are games that I love and there's games that I hate that I should love. So I totally get it. I personally love Quacks, but I love hearing why you don't.
Yeah, and here's the thing. I'd still recommend this game to some people. Like if people were looking for like a good, like, I call it like the building genre game. Like between, like, I would put this over Dominion any day of the week. I don't.
Well, come on, Dominion. It's got a pulse.
But like, yeah, exactly that. So, but like, you know, there's a giant moth in I'm in my garage. There's a giant moth. Sorry, right there, but I'll be fine.
It'll eat you later.
It'll eat me later. But yeah, it's you know, it just didn't impress me, and I don't see the hype.
I love Quacks, but Taverns, I agree with Dave. Taverns is my favorite Wolfgang.
Taverns, same, agreed. Did you play with the basic cardboard chits, or did you have the upgraded components?
It shouldn't matter, but I played the basic chits.
I hear you. But the clickety clack is very satisfying. And then also, have you tried it with the different ingredients? Because you can change the ingredients.
You only played it once.
I only played it once with the base game, and if I'm going to give a game more of my time, it has to capture me with the base game.
I hear you, because I ran into that problem a lot with like people buying the same chips. Because like my ex, there was a certain blue chip, and that's all she would friggin' buy all the time. And it's like, oh, okay, I'll pull that out. Now I get to pull a bunch of them out and then choose one and put the rest back in. As long as she would keep pulling blue ones out, you could just get to keep doing that.
That's what happened. We all went for the same strategy.
So we just go play with that one. That's what we did.
Yeah, and that's the thing though. Like, designers and publishers should put the best version of a game forward that is going to allow for multiple strategies to work.
Yeah,
that's what makes you want to explore systems. And there was nothing about basic setup of Quacks to make you want to explore the system more.
Yeah, well, I mean, in the base game, you can flip those ingredient cards over, and they give you different abilities, different options, and I find it fun to mix and match. But I was also enamored by the game my first play, so I wanted to play it again and try those things. I also get it when you play a game that everybody loves and you're like, I don't get it, I'm not seeing it. But yeah, I also have to agree with Blackboard here with usually the table that Bob and I are at is the loud table, right? Because like we're cheering, we're talking trash, we're goading each other into stuff, all in a very friendly, like fun way. But like, I like to get the table hyped up, and involved. I mean, Mike and I, we do not play Ready, Set, Bet quietly. We're yelling at, digital horses moving across the screen. Like we get into it.
Yeah.
So,
but I'm hoping this to finish up my thoughts. I'm hoping this game goes the way of the dodo and Flip 7 replaces it.
Oh, I do love Flip 7.
Same concept, much more elegantly done.
Okay, hold on. Because you brought up Flip 7 and Ammon was watching. I don't know if he's still watching. It is an absolute crime that neither Flip 7 nor Gnome Hollow won the Op Game of the Year at the New York Toy Fair. It was like a version of Uno. That one. Yeah. That's bullshit. Ammon needed to do a Kanye run up on the stage and be like, look, I respect all the work Uno has done and everything, but I should have won. Yeah. But Flip 7 was one of my favorite games of the year last year.
It was my favorite game of the year. Yeah.
I mean, it is a Cake Pie special, right? You guys need a Flip 7.
Yeah, I need a Flip 7 so bad. That game, I don't use this word lightly. That game is perfect.
It's so good. I've never had a bad time playing it.
That Mike read. Somebody said that, what was it? That the turns take too long or too much downtime?
They can't stop, but Flip 7 has too much downtime.
Okay. You're wrong.
Are they playing with 47 people? Like
maybe. Right. Maybe.
I played that game with like 20 people. It was I found a turn to do a full round of Flip 7 takes for 17 people takes one round of Quacks.
Yeah.
What I think of Kabutos.
You got it.
Played it, I liked it, but then I sold it.
Okay. Yeah, it's fair. There you go. Short and sweet.
So
Mike, your rant.
Yeah, well, I love Quacks, but I think your complaints are valid because there is very little decision space, and it just doesn't matter to me. Because something about just clacking my fingers through a bag and pulling and making that decision of whether I bust or not, and then building my bag in between the rounds is all I need. And then talking crap to get other people to keep pulling.
Yeah,
that's enough for me.
Oh, come on, dude. What are you, chicken shit? Yeah.
What do you mean you're going to stop? But I think your complaints about the decision space are valid. Also, Cubitos, one of my all-time favorite games. So
I do believe I speak for the group when I say that Josh is a monster and a horrible human being because he doesn't like quacks, right? We're all in consensus.
That's true.
Go ahead and boo. It gives me power. I've seen what makes you cheer.
A couple of my points got stolen by Tim and Josh here. So
you're welcome. It's because we were really smart.
Well,
carried away.
First of all, I was going to make my number 5, remove all revised second editions from the top 100. We don't need revised Agricola. We don't need second edition Great Western Trail. We don't need second Dawn of the Galaxy freaking Eclipse. We don't need Through the Ages second edition either. But I will say that Quacks did the smart thing here to where Quacks of Quedlinburg is now just Quacks, and this version has absorbed it. It is just one BGG entry.
It's clean.
And that's the way I wish it was for all games on BGG. That being said, where they did screw up here is they have let me find it. Quacks All In Edition is a separate entry. So they were close. They had it, but they really had to make a second edition, a separate BGG entry just for All In. Why don't you just call those the expansions? I don't know.
That's because people that are online hunting for the trades and the buying, they want the All In Edition.
So you're not asking people, is this a collector's? Is this a collector?
Right. I'm not speaking from recent experience, right, Bob?
Right.
We're not.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, they were so close. Also, interestingly,
missed it by that much.
I noticed All In Edition is only rated a 6.7 right now, which is kind of weird.
It's because it's more of that bad art.
Yeah, it's got to be.
It's not AI art. It looks like AI art. So
it's very
since I'm not going to use second editions of games as my number 5, did you know that there are only 3 2024 releases in the top 100 of BGG? They are Slay the Spire, who Tim would slay a body to get his hands on right now.
Trident.
Lord of the Rings Duel Middle Earth, which is just Seven Wonders Duel, rethemed, and Harmonies. Now, I played Harmonies on BGA a couple times, and I just didn't see the hype at all.
Was it not harmonic?
No, it's just a more kind of abstract tile laying game. It's not too dissimilar from Azul. It's okay. I love the look of it. The components look really nice. It just didn't grab me, and I'm like, there's 3 games from last year in the top 100, and this is one of them.
It's the clickety clacks. Going back to that, I love Harmonies. I love Harmonies. This is 10 times better than Azul.
But, well, that's not hard.
Yeah, so 10 times 0 is still 0, though, right?
Yeah.
I get it. I don't like the BGA. I don't like the BGA version of this
implementation.
Either,
so it does take away that tactile, that you get from games.
Which there's an argument to be made about that, but this one really relies on table presence. But I do think the gameplay here is very solid. But I like spatial puzzles; they are my jam. Hence, like Beach Day is a spatial puzzle. I love these. This is my type of game. But this actually was on my short list because I'm not sure it's deserved its top 100 spot yet.
Sure.
Yeah, and you're probably right. Like if I, much like if I had to play Quacks on BGA, that would not be the same at all.
No,
it is better with people around and a physical copy. So I'm not saying I disliked it. I just did not see why this was so heavily hyped and even went out of print and was just top 5 of the hotness for several months in a row. And now I don't think 2024 was like a super strong year for games, but if you told me that this was going to be one of 3 games that by March of the following year would be in the top 100, I would have called you a liar.
All right.
So, but yeah, it is very pretty, and I will definitely.
If you want to play it in person, I'll bring you with me to Origins. So
there we go. There we go. We're gonna let's just settle it on the table.
That's right.
No, it takes a lot for me to hate a game. We'll get to those later.
You take a picture of a board. You have to take a picture of a board and see. I'm not, Blackbeard Gaming and I seem to have a lot of differences of opinions, which is great because you make the hobby better because we have different opinions.
Hell yeah, that creates conversation.
Yeah,
I do love this art. I actually thought it was Weber's and Santiago at first, but it is not. I love the art style in this game. All right, there you go. Some hot takes flying right off of the stove, and they continue with our number 4s.
So number 4 was a point of contention with some of our previous hosts. And I don't understand why this is in the top 100 when there is a relative of it that is a superior game, in my opinion. But Race for the Galaxy is boring to me. I would much rather play Roll. I think it's a much better game. I love the hidden action planning behind your screen. Not that I necessarily think that should be a top 100 game, but it's better than Race. So how is Race in the top 100? I don't know. Maybe I'm missing something, but I own it. It's sitting somewhere.
I don't really want to play either of them, but yeah, I get it.
Well, yeah, but between the two, I definitely think that Roll is better. And like I said, I don't necessarily think it's a top 100 game, but it's better than Race. And why is Race in the top 100? Doesn't make sense to me.
I think this has the grandfather issue. I mean, there's lots of things it did as far as design that weren't really done quite as good yet.
Mm-hmm.
And because of the longevity of it, this may be the kind of the bow of respect. You did stuff, we're going to keep you in the 100. Which if that was the case, in my opinion, there wouldn't be any games past the year 2020 that would be in the top 100 if that was the way this list worked.
Mm-hmm.
But
eventually, you got to put that game on an iceberg and push it out to sea.
Yeah, the Titanic was the biggest ship at one point.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I know some of these games need a Viking funeral. You don't put it on an iceberg. You put it on a canoe and shoot fire arrows at it.
I wish I could do. I want to go out like that. Forget cremation and just put me on a pyre and send me out to sea.
You got to do like Hunter S. Thompson. Get cremated, put your ashes in a cannon, and have Johnny Depp fire you into space.
Yes,
that's what's up.
Absolutely. But yeah, this is an interesting pick because I actually have this on my shelf. In film, it's still wrapped and stuff like that, and I want to get to playing because I want to give it a try. But interesting take for sure.
Yeah, so I own it. I don't think it's the better of the two, and so I don't think it belongs in the top 100.
Oh man, where'd it go? Okay, I'm just gonna. You know what? I'm gonna go for a lot of people's favorite games. I'm just gonna do it. Just gonna do it right now. This game was overrated when it came out. It's still overrated, and there's better versions of it now. Out today, I'm looking at you, Wingspan. Listen, Wingspan is a good game when it came out. There are better versions. It was an important game, but it was also way overhyped. People flipped out over this goddamn game, and it's fine. It's not a bad game. It's fine. It is not the amazing game. It's not an amazing game. It's fine. Finspan, we just played Finspan, way better. Yep. I can't wait to not play Wingspan ever again and only ever play Finspan. I haven't played Wormspan yet, so I'd like to play Wormspan. But
if the top 100 consisted of games that were the most influential and important, I could definitely see this being on the list.
Sure.
But I agree. I mean, it's okay. It's okay. I love Hargrave's designs in general.
Listen, it is a landmark. It is a landmark game, and it is an important game for the culture, but it's also overrated. Just putting it out there. You know what though? I don't know that I've played another Hargrave game that I've really liked a lot though. I didn't really enjoy Mariposas that much. I don't know if I've played any others other than Wingspan and Mariposa.
Undergrove is good.
Okay, haven't played Undergrove.
That's the newest one she did with the mushrooms.
Okay, yep.
Very good. There's lots of the DNA of Hargrave's designs in there. and it's very compelling, very thinky. But yeah, Wingspan is one of those ones. I think it's just because of what it did as far as production and art and setting.
Looks great. Yeah,
shot off. Totally deserves all of the
accolades.
And it got it got a bunch of that too, because it had that whole where they didn't print a ton of copies of it, right? Yeah. So then when it hit and everybody's like, oh, this game's actually pretty cool, which I don't disagree with, but then everybody flipped out and then started paying,
you can't get it. Why they only print a little bit?
Yeah. $500, like on secondary market. It's like, this game ain't worth that. And then, again, it's important for the hobby, but it is already way surpassed. There's better versions. There's better games. It is sure as shit is not 33.
Wormspan and Finspan are both better iterations.
I haven't tried Wormspan either, but yeah, Finspan is definitely better.
It's a thinkier version of it for sure.
Oh,
I really enjoyed Finspan quite a bit. I don't care about fish or birds. I mean, I don't hate them, right? They're fine.
Screw all the fish and birds.
I am as ambivalent to those themes as I am to mushroom themes. I mean, everybody's doing mushroom themes.
Everybody's doing mushroom games now.
Yeah,
I don't know why either.
Scout actively makes me angry with that theme.
Scout. I love Scout, but yeah.
I love Scout, but that theme pisses me off.
The theme is stupid. Yeah.
Yeah. The theme pisses me off because it's so. Just make it a deck of damn cards. Don't try. Just don't try.
Just call it Scout with the color scheme and you're good.
Yeah. Like, I don't need to play like Rook and then you have to like stylize a whole deck around why it's called Rook. Like, no, it's called Scout. That's fine.
There's a bird on it.
Yeah.
It's like the gang. It's like the gang. The theme around the gang. It's like, don't just call it. You can call it the gang.
Just call it bad poker and move on. Boring poker, move on.
Boring poker and move on.
Yeah.
Gosh, I did not. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for making poker worse.
Like Blood on the Clock Tower. Those are the people that like that game.
If Blood on the Clock Tower was on the top 100, it'd be number one for me. There are so many better social deduction games, and it's so I don't want to say cultish, but it's very clicky.
Oh no! The following
really went on a whole cruise, and that's all they played. And when they were waiting for people to gather for that, they were playing the gang. So I mean,
you know what? Good for you guys for finding a game you love. I don't know why you chose that game. It's a $130 abomination.
I mean, who doesn't enjoy Gaslight Your Friends the game?
I played it once at Origins with a group of strangers, and everyone's like, what's great on Blood in the Clock Tower is that you can play it with strangers and have fun. Me and my friend who went there, we were just like, this is dumb. Like, and I don't know if it was the group. I always said I'd be willing to try it again with a group of people I actually know.
Yeah. I think that's the way to go. I do not want to play.
I'd rather play One Night Werewolf.
I'd rather play Secret Hitler. If I'm going to play a game like that with strangers, I want to play Wolves of Mercia or Secret Hitler or something or
Russian Roulette. It's more fun.
There we go. Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Less terminal.
But yeah, Wingspan.
Faster. But yeah, Wingspan. Also, I would rather play Wingspan than Russian Roulette. That's for sure. I think Wingspan's a good game. I think it's a top 500 game. I do not think it is a top 100 game. And I also appreciate its importance, enjoy its art and what it's trying to do. But yeah.
Okay. So, and you're shooting at the big ones. No, we're shooting at the right ones. Except for apparently. Come at me. Okay. So so I'm going to bounce off you, Mike. There are 3 games that on 2024 that made the top 100. And the one I chose because I feel it's the most out of place is Slay the Spire.
Ooh.
Now, I'm not partial to deck builders in general. And this is one of the better deck builders I've played. And this game is so prone to being quarterbacked that it's almost unplayable.
Wow.
It's because
you own it and want to trade it. Oh.
I don't own it. I played it with my friends from Level Up Boardgame Podcast.
Okay. I'm getting ready to trade for this game right now.
One of the guys there, very intelligent person. He's extremely intelligent, and he likes to play games as methodically and efficiently as possible.
Oh, no, I'm not that guy. I'm a wild card, baby.
And I love that guy. I'm a designer and publisher. I want to tinker with the system to see what makes it tick.
Mm-hmm.
And, it kind of got, it was just kind of like, let's do this to make sure everything works. And it just wasn't fun for me. It's not a bad game whatsoever. And this is probably one of the best implementations of video game to board games ever done.
I love this
but
video game.
I think that's why people like it. It's because the video game is so good. They get a good job in planning it. Doesn't mean it's a good board game. Or I'll say it doesn't mean it needs to be in the top 100. It's fine. The best part about this game is the sleeving mechanism where, like, hey, the cards are double-sided and you sleeve it, and so you can flip the sleeves and do that. Oh, that's cool. This is just a deck builder. Like, it's just your run-of-the-mill deck builder.
Mm-hmm.
That
I love deck builders.
And yeah, if you like deck builders, you're going to like this game. But there's probably other deck builders that are better and more deserving, like Abandon All Artichokes, which is a crime that is not talked about more as a pure deck builder. But like this one was just okay. And because I felt like it was just a run of the mill, like, hey, this is like, it's almost like cold fettuccine Alfredo. Yeah, it's fine. I'll eat it if I'm really hungry. But it's not warm fettuccine Alfredo straight out of the kitchen. It's just so milquetoast.
Fair. Totally fair. I'm really excited to play it.
But Tim, give it a try. You might love it.
Listen, man. That's the thing, right? I love deck builders. I'm hyped for it. And that's the other thing, right? Is sometimes you get overhyped for games, and then it's almost impossible for them to meet the expectation. And I would say that Wingspan probably fell into that for me as well, right? So, yeah, good pick. Good pick. Haven't played it. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, me too.
All right, Mike.
Woo, Mike.
All right. Well, we're gonna have some fun, and I'm gonna go ahead and put a game.
Why start now?
My list. I'm gonna put a game on my list that I have not played, but I don't need to.
Okay.
Here we go.
I don't need to play this. I don't. I already know I am not going to like it. Because I've played Ticket to Ride. I don't need to play it 12 times consecutively to know that I will not like Ticket to Ride Legacy.
Man.
And here's the thing, like, okay, I played this late into me getting hardcore into board games, and that's not why I didn't like it. Because I also played Catan years after I got heavy into board games, and I still really enjoy Catan. I think it's aged gracefully. I really enjoy Catan. That's not why. Ticket to Ride, just keep drawing cards until you can do something. That's the whole game. And then that just only works for me with certain games. And it did not work for me with Ticket to Ride. Like, this is touted as one of the greatest gateway family games of all time. This is cutthroat. If somebody blocks you, you are just absolutely hosed. You can't do anything. And if you don't draw the right cards, you just keep drawing more cards. And then you're going to tell me that playing this, I don't know how many games are in this campaign. I don't really care, because I will never touch this game. But let's say it's 15. If the game is okay at its base, and then you say, let's add incremental rules and markers on the board for 15 games, that's not going to draw me in. It just isn't. So I am very sorry to the home run design team here of Rob Davio, Matt Leacock, and Alan Moon, but I have no interest in ever touching Ticket to Ride Legacy.
Yeah, calling it a family game when you can like really hose somebody in a game is just a great way to make your kids cry.
Oh my god, it's so cutthroat. It really is.
Yeah, I love Ticket to Ride. So I have a signed copy. Like Alan's been on the podcast. Nice. I love Alan. I met him in person.
Awesome.
Great guy. I do love the game a lot, but you're absolutely right that you can. It seems like a pleasant game. Like, oh, we're building trade tracks. You can hose people so hard in this game. If I play with my family the first time, I would destroy them. And I actually ran a tournament for this locally, just for some friends. Oh my gosh, they are so mean. They are so mean. And making kids cry is good for them. Builds character. Yes, it does. It does make them build character. But yeah, this is one I was interested in playing with it, but legacy games in general just turn me off. I don't have 13 sessions to play.
It's tough. Tough to get through those.
It is tough.
I'm notoriously a hater of legacy and campaign games, and yet they notoriously bring millions of dollars on crowdfunding campaigns, and people will never finish them.
And here's why: because they're expensive. That's the only reason.
Yeah.
And people who have time and money to play those games are on Kickstarter. That's why. And it's infuriating because there's other projects, other better games that deserve more love.
Yeah. So it's not so hard to hit 10K when you're charging a couple $100s for each time.
Yeah.
When you're charging 20, $25 for your game, it's a lot harder to hit.
Yeah.
Like I am sure Owl Moon is awesome because everybody in this industry is, and
great guy.
Friend of the show.
Mike just got uninvited from the gathering.
My friend of the show, Mike Giuliano, has talked him up a ton and said how great he is, and we love that guy too. So, I'll never say these things to his face. I did not enjoy my time with Ticket to Ride, and it's not because it's a light game. I love tons of light family weight games. That just was not one of them.
It's funny.
Respect.
All right.
And I like Ticket to Ride, but I like Europe better. But
there's one version that I thought that somebody explained to me. I thought I may actually like, and it's one that actually introduces stocks. Which one is that? Maybe it's Rails and Sails.
It is a great gateway game. You're right, Ryan. Yeah, if you don't like Ticket to Ride base game, in my opinion, as someone who's played a couple of versions, you're not going to like the other ones.
Oh, I thought you were going to say you're a horrible person and should die.
No. That's a given, Tim.
Oh yeah, that was assumed. My bad.
Yeah.
Catch up.
No, I mean you're not even that far off. So, all right. So the rants continue with number 3.
This one is a point of contention with the current host of our show. There is a much better version of this game, but Lords of Waterdeep is boring. I don't like it. It seems like there's always just the one strategy. Let's just build buildings, and I don't like it.
That's not the only strategy at all.
Have you played with Tim?
No, that's the only strategy I do, and it rarely wins me the game, but it's what I like to do when I play the game.
Yeah, then when I try to build buildings, I can't because you're building all the friggin' buildings.
Hell yeah, I am, because that's what I want to do.
I've played it like 3 or 4 times. I've just never really had a bunch of fun doing it. I just don't.
But the better version isn't ranked in the top 100, is it? Because it's not the better version. That version sucks.
What game is that?
But it does fall in that caveat to where it takes an upgrade to make it, or the expansion to make it, a better game.
Playable.
Once you add the Valhalla expansion to, where to go?
Oh yeah, never heard of it.
I know, better game. I can't even think of the friggin' name right now.
Champions of Midgard.
Thank you, Champions of Midgard. Yes, much better game. Whatever. See,
if there is a list of games that definitely need a second edition, it's this one.
Bob, you were uninvited for my 3rd wedding.
This one needs new art, new packaging. For love, all is good. New packaging.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and new art, new packaging. A little bit revamping. This would be a hit now.
Mm-hmm.
Great call.
It really is like it's an introductory worker placement game, a good worker placement game. As someone who's never played it, I know it's good just from reading the rule book, and it just needs that new with kind of D&D in the gutter right now, in my opinion. As someone who played D&D for a very long time, revamp it, do some new art, do some new stuff, and you got a good a really good second edition on your hands.
Maybe make the meeples, because like I also have a hard time with like the colored cubes and matching the color of the cubes on the card, and like that leaves a bad taste in my mouth. So maybe if they were different shapes and sizes and whatnot, it would make it a little bit better. But
make them screen printed meeples.
Right, but you still got to be able to tell what they are on the card versus
the card's got to be able to match. So you got so yeah, with the new edition though, you could print the cards to have those meeples on there too.
That's true.
Yeah.
But yeah, I never played this one before. And
Bob,
go ahead. Sorry.
No, go on. No, Josh, go.
No, I was just gonna say. So with this, then, is it just like you need an expansion to make it good, or is it like the base game is just there's one strategy that predominantly wins?
I feel like every time I try to play this, I want to build buildings. Tim ends up building all of the buildings, and I just don't really have fun with it. I have a hard time telling like which color cubes they're after on certain things, and I feel like with that IP, it could be a lot better than what it is, and that's why I don't think it's deserving of a top 100 spot.
Okay,
like
so
I love D&D. I love D&D. I played D&D since the friggin' 90s, and yeah.
Bob and I became friends because of role-playing games. Now, Bob, I will agree with you on one point. I do not know what this game is doing in the top 100, but I do love this game. And I love it way more than Champions.
Sure.
But I was befuddled when I saw that it was in the top 100. Not going to lie. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
I think I would predict in 2 years you won't see it in the top 100.
No, it's gone, right? It's going to be replaced.
Oh, it's going to get pushed out by new games. That's true, because it's barely hanging on. It's 90 something.
Yeah, 93 now.
I feel like this game deserves its place, but this was my gateway game. 11, 12 years ago, my uncle showed me this game, and I was just blown away. Absolutely blown away. I played this. I played Seasons. I demanded to play this again.
Yeah.
You'll very rarely see me play a game this long twice in the same night. But it's one of my most played long games still today, and that's 28 plays. I'd still play it again right now.
I'd play it now, yeah.
I'd play it this weekend. I think this game's fantastic. I still love this game, but building buildings is not the only way to win.
It's not a good strategy unless that's your lord. I'm telling you. Right, but I just like to do it anyways.
Any other lord, it's not a viable strategy.
It's not.
And I just love that depending on the quests you get, like if you get this quest, wait, no, that's not a good one. I had a different one. Literally, the quests determine what you're going to go do for the game. So you pick up this guy whenever you take an action that provides money. Also, pick up black cubes. You're going to go take all of the actions that give you gold for the whole game, and that's like your strategy. So you build your strategy around these quests that you complete during the game, and that's what gives this game so much replayability and variability.
Yeah.
I like replaying games that feel different every time I play them, and every time I play this game, the quests I get determine my strategy, and that's why I think this game has amazing legs.
And that's honestly how you play to win. And if you can get those quests that contribute to the engine building aspect, that's where the game really sings. I just have a problem with really like building the buildings. Not gonna lie.
Buildings.
Not gonna
I want to see the sailboat. You know, I have that spot with Seafall way down and tucked away. This game's sitting with Seafall.
There you go. Perfect.
Oh,
perfect.
Oh, here he is. One of the best quests in the game. I can't see him right now, but I'm pretty sure he's the one. Every time you go to the place that gives you a black cube, you get 2 coins. Anytime I can get him, I will just run him into the ground.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Man, I love this game so much.
I do love this game. And Wayne, I mean, it's
still a few times I played it.
Still. It's still in my top 50, personally.
Man, we need to make Mike play, or Mike, we need to make Bob play this on a live stream.
That sounds awful.
Look how happy Mike got. Look how happy Mike got.
There's that dead pause, like
Bob's like fudge.
I didn't say fudge.
Yeah.
When was my last play of this? April 2023. It's been almost 2 years.
I still play it on the app. I'll play it solo.
Nice.
I'll bang out a solo of this in 20
why
minutes.
You have to play it by yourself
on the app. Yeah, I just still get to build all the buildings and they don't cry like a little baby. I can't build the buildings.
my word.
You still won.
What?
Shut up.
You do that.
Okay, here we go. Let's kill another sacred cow. You want to talk about games that I just don't have fun with, that everybody else seems to like, and I just don't. I feel like Will Ferrell in Zoolander. I feel like I'm taking crazy pills. Why does everybody think this game's so great? Because this game is not great. It's ugly and not that fun. I'm talking about Cascadia. Hated it.
What happened on his list?
How is this ugly? Hold on. What?
Yes, this was on my list. Now I can swap in a new game.
Vindicated.
I'm going to swap in a new game now because I have a backup list just in case.
You're welcome.
This is the one I'm most passionate about. This is the one I'm most passionate about. Why is this in the top one? This is I can subjectively understand why some games are in the top 100. Why is this so popular?
I don't get it.
It's the dual layered like puzzle thing. Plus, you're trying to appease the different animal winning systems.
Here's a fun story. When I was first game design, I had a game almost exactly like this with pretty much almost exactly like Cascadia, and I got so much feedback negative about it because I was thinking it wasn't done, and then this comes out I'm like this is exactly what I was trying to do with this game, and everyone's freaking out over it.
This game is ugly.
Yeah,
this game is ugly.
The cover is pretty. The actual
the cover is misleading because the cover is pretty, but you look at those tiles and them ugly ass chits that you're putting down on the tiles, which then any beauty that may be on the tiles is then covered up by the most basic, boring versions of those animals. Blech.
Go on. I had a whole rant prepared. I had a whole rant prepared. You go on.
Oh my gosh. I played this game. We played this game when it first came out. I'll never forget. We're like, oh, Cascadia. We've been hearing about it.
I like it.
We're hearing about it. Blah, blah, blah. You know, we get it. We crack it open at the game store. We put it down on the table. I know I was the only one at the table that did not like this game. But I was like, this game's freaking ugly. I did not find it that interesting. There is way more tile placement games where you're trying to chain things together that I find way more interesting.
The fact that this and not Calico is in the top 100 is a tragedy. Calico, you may not like Calico.
I've never played Calico, so I don't know.
It is a far more interesting game. But the main problem I have with this game is that the decision where you take an animal token and a tile, half the time those decisions grind against each other. And some people might say, well, that makes it interesting. Like, no, it makes it irritating.
Right.
Irritation does not lead to good gameplay.
Well, and here's the other thing, Josh.
So when you trade leaf tokens in, you can take a tile and then a different animal. And then you're trying to get that land puzzle along with getting the animal.
Yeah,
puzzle.
if you have leaf tokens. But here's the thing. If you are grinding and you're fighting against what you have, and you're watching other people have a great time and they're building their ugly ass tableau with those ugly tokens, it's like, okay, this sucks. It's a whole bunch of feel bad. I hate this game.
Yeah, this was a writing off of Beth Sobel's artwork, who does a great job.
Oh, love the box art.
Yeah, but it's like, oh, Beth Sobel did Wingspan. Ooh, it's like, well, it kind of looks like someone got into one of those free D&D map creators and just started dragging stuff.
Listen, I love the box art and I love the card art.
Mm-hmm, yes.
I think everything else in that is completely ugly.
Yeah, this is
the trees are ugly in the
and that's the thing though. Like this, I'll go off because Diana Rossi's mentioned this Calico. What people compare Calico in this game a lot, whereas Cascadia kind of expands out, giving you lots of decisions to make. Calico constricts your decisions, and so you feel the weight of every decision you've made in the past 30 minutes or so come down on you, and it is glorious. You are waiting and hoping and praying the tile that you need to finish your pattern comes out. That is such a juicy, good feeling. You're just kind of, looking at a pile of manure and hoping you might find some sort of nugget.
Corn in there.
Corn. You might find some corn in there.
I knew I'd piss some people off with Cascadia. I knew I would, but
no, but that was if I was ranking this would be number one. But now I can swap it out and talk about another one.
You're welcome.
For my list.
It's the number one abstract game. Is that what that's saying right there?
Yes. I could go off. That's baloney. I can name 10 right now that are better.
Yeah, I don't like
Cascadia.
that. I think Cascadia is a fine game, but I mean, is it the number one abstract game? No, not by a long shot.
It's a fine game. It's definitely. It doesn't deserve to be in the top 1,000, let alone top 100, though.
Here's you know what my favorite thing about Cascadia is. I'll be honest, it's short, so I can play it.
Yeah.
I can play it without being
right there. That's the best part.
I can play it without being a grump. I'm in and out. But I don't like this game. I don't have fun.
Yeah. Well, with Mike not being here, we can keep ranting about it, and that's.
Oh yeah.
And he just got back. Speaking of which, hello. How are you?
Welcome back, Mike. We weren't just talking about you.
I'm super offended by any game that is drawn by Beth Sobel being called ugly.
Hold on.
No.
I said
the map is ugly.
I said the cards look great and the box art looks great. The tiles are ugly as hell. Look at that ugly ass board.
How does that look good? That's
like
I'll allow it.
That's like you look up your second grade geography book and you find that in there. That's what that is.
Oh no, Dave's striking at my heart. I love Sausage Sizzle.
And don't knock Tim's sausage.
I like this game, but like an all-time great, no, not so much.
Yeah, definitely. It's like when you go to like Vegas and go to like a fancy, like one of those like Gordon Ramsay burger, and you realize I could get a better burger like In-N-Out or something.
Yeah, but will you pay $30 for it?
Yeah, no.
Love you, Dave. He loves Sausage Sizzle. He couldn't stick to his guns on that.
Okay.
All right, Josh, number.
There we go.
3.
There we go.
So
see, I fire some of the salvos for everybody else. I make it a little easier.
I knew this was going to be on Tim's list.
I wasn't sure if you guys would know that one because that one isn't always as obvious.
So
I know you don't.
So that was I was going to bring up Cascadia next. So I'll bring up something else because I had a short list I could swap in and out of other games I feel kind of fit this category. Normally, I think we're going to talk about this game later on. If not, I'll bring it up. But this game, I feel I have more say because I played a whole game of it.
Okay.
And I know I played it properly. This game, I don't understand. It was like that. You have a nice frosty glass of like root beer or your favorite soda or your favorite beer, and you drink it and it's flat. You're like, oh, that was almost great. What happened? Did I do something wrong? No, I didn't do something wrong. It's just what it is. It's a flat soda. That's El Grande.
Oh, nice.
So
nice. Let's kill the sacred old ones.
Yeah, this is one of the old ones.
Yeah.
And it's the new edition looks great.
It does.
And I was having fun for like the first 30 minutes of this game. And then the next hour happened. And I was like, oh my gosh, is this going to end? And I was winning for some parts of it. Even then I wasn't that excited though. It's so many good things happening in it. And then there's just too many really bad things happening in it that I feel because of those flaws, like the way the pieces interact and the way sometimes the board state changes, I feel it's just so flawed and could be so much better that I don't think it needs to be in the top 100. Maybe the top 200. Yeah, it's almost there. But I think this thing shot back up to the top 100 recently because of the new edition, which looks gorgeous. But this is pure. I don't feel like the arc of this game is interesting or exciting enough to justify it being where it's at. It has its ups and downs, but it's like a kiddie coaster up and down. It's like, not the big ups and downs that I think what makes games really good.
I can't remember if it was this or Alhambra that I played, and I enjoyed it, but I guess because I can't remember which one it was, whatever.
Alhambra is good. I like Alhambra a lot, but I think Alhambra and El Grande are in the same categories where they're dated designs at this point.
Yeah.
Well, the problem is, right, is they laid a foundation for now what all of these other really good, more modern games have built upon.
Again, put it on the pyre, push it out to sea,
light it on fire.
At its time, give it a send off.
Put it in the crypts under Winterfell. You can build a little statue for it, honor it. Yeah, you can honor it.
Yeah. It's like people who say like it's one of those things like with this list in general. People say Citizen Kane is the best movie ever made.
Oh, right.
I'd rather watch Barney's Big. I'd rather watch Spaceballs or Barney's Big Adventure.
Well, hold on. Spaceballs, yes. Like, calm down with the Barney stuff. Come on.
Have you ever watched Barney's Great Adventure? That movie slaps.
Are we talking about Barney the dinosaur?
Yeah, Barney the dinosaur. Goes off to find the magical egg that he laid.
Listen,
I don't take enough acid for that.
I watched Follow That Bird in theaters. Like, so you got me with Sesame Street, but you lose me with Barney. Maybe it's an age thing. I just said.
It might be an age thing. I mean, I grew up like watching like Gargoyles and stuff like that.
There you go.
But yeah, no, this is. I mean, like I sure there's gonna be people upset by this one. I mean, like I said, I don't think this one's long lived for the top 100 just by where it's at in its ranking, and it just keeps gradually falling.
Yeah.
I salute for what it did for the hobby.
95. Wow.
Don't think it needs to stay here for that much longer.
Right.
Sure.
I played it once and I remember enjoying it, but it's been like 10 years, so I can't really pull from that.
It's been a long while.
Yeah.
But that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, Mike.
That's a good one.
All right. Well, we're going to stick to a theme that I set with my previous pick. And I've mentioned that I don't always enjoy campaign games. This is actually one of the reasons why. And I do want to say, especially after having played games with him at Origins last year, Bob may remember this.
I was going to say, I wasn't there, so it's not me.
Bob and I played games with him. It was Yuval and Reed that introduced us. I actually thought Matt Leacock was a very nice gentleman, but I did not enjoy Pandemic Legacy, so you don't need 3 versions of it in the top 100. And it's definitely not one of the greatest games of all time. Are you serious?
Mike,
Number 2.
Mike, the first thing I wrote down when making this list, before even checking the BGG top 100, I wrote Pandemic Legacy, ! Pick one, ! I'm fine if you got one of them in the top 100. I get it. It's not my cup of tea. There are other versions of disaster control, crisis management games that I would rather play.
Yeah,
but I'll give you one of them, but you don't get 3. Get them out.
0, 1, and 2 are all on there. Yeah, that was my number 2, so I'll have to pick something else. But yeah, Mike, I mean, what? Seriously? Like,
we're with you, Mike.
There are much better games than Pandemic, and the Legacy ones. I hear it. They're
good. Now, Josh, let's hear your contrary opinion so we can all agree to shoot you in the face.
So here's my thing. I fully understand what Mike is saying, and I agree. Pick one. I haven't played this game, but I do think it is a crime that Pandemic. Sorry, Emin, that Pandemic is not in the top 100 in general. Pandemic is great, and it is. Don't give me that scrunchy face, Bob. Pandemic is.
Bob, you got to get a better poker face.
This is Pandemic is one of the greatest games ever designed, just objectively, in my opinion, and has paved the way for modern hobby design when it comes to cooperative games.
Sure.
Now, I don't know about the legacy aspect of this game. I've heard it's fantastic. I just don't. I mean, number 2, I don't know. Killing of Sacred Cows, yeah. But
I can definitely see what you're saying as far as it paving the way for modern co-op games. I'm right on board with you there. That makes a lot of sense to me, because there's a ton of modern co-op games that are about crisis management, and this was really kind of the cornerstone of that. Like, was this the first crisis management game? And shuffling the cards that you've already drawn back in the deck
So good.
Smart as far as design goes. Very smart. Just don't enjoy it.
Yeah, I mean, that's fine. If you don't enjoy it, you don't enjoy it. But like, I think because it's so pure, like the base Pandemic is so pure and good, it has so much staying power. Like as far as like the modern hobby games that are like the pillars of the hobby, which I would call Ticket to Ride, Catan, Carcassonne, and Pandemic. Kind of like I call they're kind of like 4 pillars of modern hobby gaming. Pandemic is the one that holds up the best. And apparently most people say this is the best version of it, but
Sure. So, but here's the thing, right? And this is kind of, I don't want to give Bob credit because I don't agree with him on this point, but when you feel like there is a better version of Pandemic, like, because here's the thing, Pandemic came out 2008, according to BGG. My favorite crisis management game is Defenders of the Realm. Richard Lanius, that's 2010. Okay. Yeah. It's a similar style game. I have more fun playing that than I do Pandemic, right? Same. And you could say apples to apples, whatever, maybe you just pick the theme you like better. Fundamentally, though, my issue is 3 versions in the top 100. 3.
No, that's totally, I totally get that.
But I also 100% agree with you that the OG Pandemic is just like Dominion, Carcassonne, Catan. Those are games that are foundations, right? That we have built much better games upon.
Yeah,
much better games.
Dominion's barely a game.
Well, but deck building. I just give it to Dominion for deck building because that's the first version of deck building that I am aware of. And I love deck building games. I don't really love Dominion, but I do love deck building games.
You could honestly probably go ahead and give Matt Leak. Well, there's Risk Legacy, but honestly, this is obviously the far more popular one. So you could get Matt Leacock credit for modern co-op designs and modern legacy games.
Oh, hell yeah.
Being honest.
And he deserves it.
I think what he did was that he added a new mechanism that I don't think people talk about because it's mostly in role-playing games. He added drama as a mechanism into Pandemic Legacy Season 1 because I don't know spoilers, even though I know the spoilers, but like you do some stuff into that, like, oh my gosh, like you're emotionally like, tearing apart is emotionally devastating for a lot of games. You're introducing drama into a game, and I don't think a lot of games did that as a mechanism. But
Betrayal Legacy does that. Like you'll be playing that, and you're like, yeah.
No, listen again. I get it. I just don't think there should be 3 versions. If there was one, you wouldn't hear me complain.
That was my thing about it too. So I had it there because there were 3 versions. Like I get it, okay, because like I had bought, I think it was Season 1 for my niece because I got my nieces into board gaming. And her friends loved it. They played it all the way through. They had a really good time with it. And so I get it. It's probably the best version of Pandemic. So, okay, it can be in the top 100.
Hey.
But 3?
Yeah. 3 different ones. Like, nah, man. No, make room. There's other games. Other games need to be up in here.
Objectively, I totally appreciate what Pandemic and Pandemic Legacy have done for the hobby. And they are well-designed games. Just don't enjoy playing them.
Also super important, right, Mike? Exactly. They're great gateway games. You give me, I will be hyped and sing the praises of any game that brings people into the hobby, whether I love it or not. If Cascadia, unless it's Cascadia. No, but I mean, if somebody plays Cascadia and they're like, oh my God, that game changed my life. I love that game. It's my favorite. And I'm so happy, it got me into the hobby. I'm like, that's awesome. I'm really happy. Let's play something else. Have you played Quacks? Sorry, Josh. No. Let's play Isle of Cats. Let's play Planet Unknown. Let's play.
Anytime anybody wants to play Pandemic, I'm like, oh, have you tried Defenders of the Realm?
Yeah, exactly.
Just, to me, like, I mean, I'm a fantasy buff, and like, I just think it's a better game. I have more fun with it, and especially with like, there's so many more characters. They feel a lot more asymmetrical.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Yeah. Right. Rip up all the. You just start tearing them all in half. Hey, you better not tear the flamingos up, though. You leave them alone.
Poacher expansion. Yeah.
Yeah. No doubt. All right. Are we on to number 2?
Yes.
Dose.
We are.
Dose.
Dose. Oh.
Yeah, keep it going.
So my 2 was the Pandemic Legacy kerfuffle, but we've kind of beat that up quite a bit. So I will touch on another one that has a similar problem, and I really just kind of feel like, is the world that starved for a cooperative deck builder? Because like they did the Lord of the Rings one, right? But the crew, there's 2 crews in the top 50, and I don't think it's that great. Like maybe I just need to figure out how to make cooperative trick taking more fun, because all 3 versions I've played are okay, but top 100, no. So they've got the Mission Deep Sea and the Quest for Planet 9. They feel like basically the same thing with different flavors, because you're kind of doing the same shit in each one. And at least Lord of the Rings like has a IP I enjoy, and it felt somewhat differently. Like yes, the how you communicate what you have to people is different. But yeah.
Or both versions are in the top 100. Oh,
My only biggest problem with this game is that it was one of the main ushers of this trick-taking renaissance that we're in, and I'm hoping and praying that trend dies soon. There are so many underwhelming trick-taking games coming out, and I directly blame games like The Crew for it.
Yeah.
Oh, Mike's heart hurts.
Dude. Josh, tell me real quick, have you played Arcs?
I have played Arcs.
Did you like it?
I did like Arcs.
Okay.
Oh, you're the first person I've talked to that liked it.
But I don't consider Arcs a trick-taking game.
Okay, and that's how it was pushed towards us. Was like, oh, it's a trick taker, and I was like, oh, okay.
No, and when I explain to people, I kind of say that because it has DNA of it, but it's like Jurassic Park. Yeah, I mean, technically we're making dinosaur DNA, but they're not any way the dinosaurs look. Like it's kind of like that, and I really liked Arcs. Actually, it was very fun. And it's okay. It's not the top 100, so
these guys already know. I love The Crew. I love what it did for trick taking, and I have had a blast playing it with casual gamers that I grew up playing euchre with, and so I love what it's done for me and my ability to play it with my family.
I played tons of trick takers with regular like 52 card decks, right? Like I grew up in Northern Indiana plus Midwest. We play a lot of euchre, a lot of book, a lot of rook, a lot of pinochle, like a lot of trick taking games. And so the twist of being cooperative was very interesting, but a lot of times like you get in that unwinnable situation where it's like, okay, now this is how the cards were dealt. There's literally no way for us to succeed at this. That sucks. Yeah.
I will say the great thing about The Crew is that's true. Playtime. My favorite thing about The Crew, playtime. No, the gateway aspect of it. Because so many people that are intimidated by a big game box or like a rule book with more than 2 pages. Games like The Crew, it's very easy to teach because it's like most people understand the fundamentals of like a trick taking game because they played euchre or spades or whatever, right? So I get that, but I hate the unwinnable situations that I have encountered in both versions of The Crew and Lord of the Rings. And I also I don't know, man. One of my favorite things in trick taking games is calling my shot. I like in scheming and skulking, I like calling how many tricks I'm going to take, and it's on me to get them. I like playing spades with a good spades partner. We're calling our tricks. I'm not near as good as Tichu as I'd like to be, but like Tichu, kind of the same thing, right? Tichu is cutthroat and mean as hell. But you got to be like on it. Like Tichu is like spades or euchre on steroids. But I don't know. I would love to find a cooperative trick taking game that I enjoy and want to own.
Yeah.
Why is the astronaut holding a spatula?
He just came from Spatula City.
Mm-hmm.
They sell spatulas,
and that's all.
Yeah.
Little known moon of Neptune.
Oh, sorry, it just confused me. Like I don't like that.
That's how we prize those lichen off the.
What in the world is that?
You know, he looks like he's wearing sausages on his head.
Yeah.
Or something like I don't know. I don't like it when games have a disc. Like, why does he have a spatula? And why is he come? Oh, because SpongeBob. There's a sponge and a spatula there. Maybe that's why.
Oh, maybe.
He's going to the crab.
Let's get some Krabby Patties.
That better be the reason, or I'm going to be furious.
Listen.
For the record, this game's still way better than the Lord of the Rings trick taking game.
Oh, don't say that. I just bought that.
No, I like the Lord of the Rings version the best out of the 3 that I played. Hey, Steph, I love you, and thank you for being here and disagreeing with me. I really am. If you got a game you get played, like, love it. Hell yeah. Enjoy your games. Enjoy your games.
I am okay conceding one slot to a cooperative trick taker because it is a mechanism that's not done a lot. And
right.
So
also, though, Bob, you're a monster and probably should die now.
I mean,
oh, there we go. The dude must abide.
Yeah.
All right. My number 2. Oh, so many beauties to go after. So many. I think I'm going to go after one that was mentioned earlier because this was a game that I never understood the hype for. Yeah, I love everybody. Shut up, Andrew. I love you too. Go to hell. But no, I never understood the hype. I guess I should like this game because I like drafting and I like puzzle games. But I never understood Azul. I never understood Azul. It never landed with me. I never thought it was that fun. I played it very early on when it first came out and was like, okay, that's it. You know, title of my sex tape. That's it. But no, I was just like, fine. And I played this game a ton because people really like it. And I play it because it's fast. But I've just never found it that interesting. I don't find I think the tiles are beautiful. The components are great, but I feel like the theme is about as tacked on as you can get with the.
It's an abstract game, so I mean,
the theme's junk. It's like, oh,
it's an abstract.
We just want to use this art and justify it. Like that's fine.
Chess has a better
tiles.
But I don't like Azul.
Yeah, chess has a better theme than Azul.
Abstract game. They never have themes.
Okay, no, okay. We're gonna start a fight now, Mike. This abstracts can have good themes attached to them.
Agreed.
Onitama is a fantastic theme attached to a game. Chess is a good theme attached to a game. You know, there are good themes attached to abstracts, and they should be like, unless you're going like something like Yinch, where you're just going, this is no theme. Either you have really like no theme or really strong theme.
Oh, sure.
Azul is middle of the road. And I've played this game, I think 3 or 4 times. And each time I think I played it wrong because I was so bored.
Oh, sure. Marianne, like, look, I'm glad you love it. I'm glad you've got a comfort game because I know I've got comfort games that everybody else hates. So and again, right, if this is a game you bring to the table and it gets other people to play with you, awesome. Because if you spend money on a game, get it to the damn table and get it played. Yeah. I just don't love it. I just don't. And yeah, they've milked the hell out of this thing.
Yeah, I don't actively avoid this game. Like I don't mind it. So,
but this is like, I mean, to be number 2 and like I don't know who's ranking abstracts, but this is number 2 behind Cascadia.
Yeah, we got to do something about that.
Yeah, I don't know what gamers are ranking abstracts right now.
Listen, okay. I don't know if you guys are sports fans. I know Mike is. Mike, one of the best chants at a baseball stadium, a basketball game, a football game is when the whole stadium, the whole arena just starts chanting, overrated. It's like,
that was the whitest man clapping, Tim. That was way off.
You're welcome.
Yeah, but I think to go off your point, like why doesn't it deserve to be the top 100?
Yeah.
I think that I think at this point, for one, I think that there are just other abstracts that are objectively better, and I think the only reason it's there because it looks apparently pretty.
And listen, it's got great components. Oh,
look, Harmony is 3.
Give me an abstract game, like Flip 7. That's an abstract game. No theme. They don't even bother
Yinch
with
is fantastic. Yinch is definitely a contender for number 1.
Ooh.
Patrick's not an abstract game. That's a top.
Another Azul.
No, it's not.
Hey, there's Calico, 10.
Calico definitely deserves to be up there.
Sagrada's got color issues. Another 3 Azuls.
And Go being 15 is atrocious.
Yes.
Go should be number 1. Go is the quintessential.
There's another one for you, Bob.
Oh my
Jeez,
gosh.
Louise. I need another one. Another one. 20.
Yep.
And they're coming out with Azul Duel, which infuriates me. Like, we can go off about duel games and what.
Merchandising.
Okay, I understand. I understand it's good business. Doesn't mean it's good business, but I can still be upset about good business.
Come on, CakePie. You need to listen. If Beach Day takes off, you need to have like Beach Morning, Beach Night, Beach Dawn, Beach
no, here's
Dusk.
what it's going to be. It's going to be Beach Day. It's just going to be Beach Day. I'm going to do like Beach Day, Bondi Beach, Beach Day, Trash Beach. It's just going to be Beach Day with a title.
Beach Day 2, Electric Boogaloo. Beach Day 7, Bloodlines.
Or Beach Day, Revenge of the Fallen. It's all that.
Beach Day in the coffee mug.
Beach Day 10, Origins.
Beach Day, you dirty beach. All that stuff.
Yeah.
Tell me the weird one. I still like Azul. I'd play it to this day. I got
You're
a
the
buddy
weird
that
one.
still requests it. I enjoy it. And you know what? It's a piece of cake to set up and easy as pie to teach.
Okay.
So
No, it is not.
This guy. This freaking.
It's not. Azul was not. I would not consider Azul.
But Mike, have you ever eaten cake where somebody didn't like use
It's like fruit cake?
No, I was gonna say where they use like salt instead of sugar. They're like, oh, this is a white granular looking like substance. I'm gonna just pour this in.
It's like when someone says, "Hey, I made you pie," and it turns out to be a shepherd's pie. It's like, well, okay, thank you, but it's not what I was thinking.
Right. But I would also eat a shepherd's pie versus.
I love shepherd's
Actual
pie.
shepherds.
But like,
when someone shepherds.
If someone knocks on your door and says, "I made you a pie," what are you expecting? You're not expecting mashed potatoes, lamb, gravy, and all that wonderful stuff.
Right.
You're expecting something sweet, savory, homemade, something that make you float in the air. This one makes you want to sit on a toilet and just poop.
Okay, so Mike, if you look at the number 15 game on Abstract Games is Go, right?
Go.
Yeah.
It's great.
Okay. Have not played Go, but I have on my shelf a copy of Go-Cane about drug trafficking, but it's
oh my God. We still gotta bust that one out.
We still gotta play that damn game.
We do. Real quick though, I knew this was gonna be on somebody's list. I think for like as light as the rules are, it's actually very strategic. So I don't know. I still like it.
Mike, bring up Go-Cane real quick. Because you are trying to create the most lucrative cocaine trafficking network. But you're using the rules of Go.
Go sequels better went.
Okay. That's Evan. Go,
Thanks,
Evan.
Yeah, thanks, Evan.
Do you know Evan?
Yeah, I love Evan. Evan's awesome.
Okay. Yeah, no, he is.
Oh my gosh, 2 to 4 hours? Are you kidding me?
I know. That's why we haven't
played
it
yet. You gotta have some
yet.
cocaine to get through that thing.
I will play if you bring this to Origins and really want to get it played. I'll sit down and play this with you.
I mean, just to say you did, right?
Yeah, like if we can go to like if we're punch drunk tired, let's play this at midnight.
Yeah,
let's just make sure that this
fast
gets
as
read.
hell.
Players use their Go skills to build the most lucrative cocaine distribution network.
I love it.
I mean, come on, man. How are you not drawn in right there?
That's a better looking board than Cascadia. Perfect. Oh yes, I love it. It's so good.
Look at the detail on that grain.
It's like the 2-cent plastic chips. Oh my goodness.
Well, those pieces are like interlocking. That's pretty.
They are. This
Listen.
is deluxe. Oh,
Wow, was there a
Deluxe
copyright
version.
infringement from Lego?
Listen,
don't know,
they
but
spared
this-
no expense. Let's go. Kane. Yeah, awesome.
Wow. Anyways,
Mike,
Beautiful.
I remember because when Mike and I kind of became friends. I'll tell this story. I know some people already know this story, but Mike and I kind of became friends because we were like orbiting similar game groups. And then Mike reached out to me and asked me about like, should I trade this? You know, you kind of know some stuff. And so we kind of talked back and forth because, you know, Mike and I both enjoy a good bargain, a good deal. We enjoy a little bit of haggling and stuff. And so we kind of bonded. I'd like to think we bonded a little bit over some of that early on. And then we got to play games together. But then I remember like Mike and I also bonding over like, have you seen this? Like, can you believe this is a thing? Have you seen this? And I'm pretty sure it was Mike. We were sharing some comments about cocaine together. Do you remember, Mike? And it's like, because the other thing is the guy who designed it was looking for people to play it and talk about it. And everybody else just started clutching their pearls and like freaking out. And it's like, okay, calm down. It's a board game.
What's the designer of this game?
Who is the designer?
Hold on.
I've got it over there. I'm just too lazy to get up right now.
Richard Nagoyan Marshall.
Richard Nagoyan Marshall, you are formally invited to Tabletop Submarine to talk about cocaine.
I might be able to reach out. I might be able to make that happen for you.
I will.
Josh.
I will. Please come on. You have a story to share. I know you do. I'm laughing at it right now, but that's okay because I desperately want to play it. Because I can tell this is one of those games that someone put so much effort into, and they didn't have the money or expenses like put a bunch of. Yeah, they had a vision. They went for it, and this is the kind of game that really just sings to me.
Well, and here's the other thing, right? Is I am the guy that knew my senior year, my English teacher was horrified at the books I was reading, right? Like I would read Stephen King books in class. And I'm like, you're offended by this? So then I made it a point to do my senior paper on A Clockwork Orange because that was the most surface level offensive thing I could find to make her upset. But if I do a good job, what can she do about it? You know, like, so when somebody makes a game that like pushes some boundaries on like comfort level for people, like calm down, like it's a board game. If I'm actually trafficking cocaine, I get it. You can have a problem with me, but we're playing a board game here. Like calm down. Yeah. So yeah, people were just going crazy about being so upset. How dare you? Like this is terrible. And the guy had all these great, he was ready, right? It was like Marilyn Manson doing the talk show circuit back in the early 2000s when he'd go on all the people, and like debate all the religious right people, about like being satanic and blah, blah, blah and offensive. And it's like, just calm down. Dave, there should be, but
Hookers is the checkers version of it.
Yeah, yeah, the hookers is checkers. Josh, you're on it, man. That's a CakePie game right there because it's everybody fundamentally knows how to play checkers.
Knows how to do that already.
Yeah. So you're ready.
I totally lost.
James, I will not calm down.
We're on.
We're number two.
Number two.
And
Who's pick? Turn. I totally lost track.
I think it's me. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Win. Okay. Thank you, Aaron. Thank you.
Yes. I was going to correct myself. Thank you.
Okay. So number two, I'll go then. Yeah.
What did I say? My number two was Azul. I got so far.
I got so hard to cocaine.
Yeah.
So this is the only one that physically hurts me, and this is the only one I think I am actually subjective on it. It actually, it hurts me to say this one, but I just truly believe it. Number two is Crokinole.
Oh, Mike, are you gonna be okay?
Now, I
sorry, your connection's going bad. What? Sorry, we can't see you.
Oh, Mike's going through a tunnel.
now this is someone who loves Crokinole and really wants to get a Crokinole board, a really fancy one. But it is only in the top 100 because it's a big, fancy wooden board. You're just flicking. That's all you're doing is you're just flicking it. That's not number 44. That's not even in the top one. You're just flicking a wooden disc.
How is Crokinole not the #1 abstract game versus?
Now you can say dexterity game. You can say dexterity game maybe, but like even when it comes to like dexterity games, there's objectively better designed dexterity games. Like the only thing you're doing is putting your little disc on the board and choosing where to flick it. This is only in the top 100 because of the craftsmanship. Really well designed craftsmanship and stuff like people put their heart and stuff like that to it. But essentially, and it's fun. I love you asked me to play Crokinole, I will play Crokinole anytime with somebody.
Yeah.
But
same.
The best games ever, objectively, no. You can't justify it. What do you do in the game? Oh, you flick. But you have to hit another piece before you do it. I'm like, well, okay. Yeah, that's gonna be great fun. Doesn't mean it's the best.
Crokinole.
Yeah. I played that one. I played that too.
Oh God.
But yeah, so this is the one that actually hurts me to say, but after thinking about it long and hard.
Man.
I think my reasoning. Tell me why I'm wrong. Tell me why I'm besides like, oh, it's just fun. Tell me why maybe I'm wrong.
I mean, isn't it's just fun qualification for being a good game?
Yes, but not top 100.
So it's funny because I wrote down I've got a few games that if we do some honorable mentions, I will talk about why. And I think accessibility can be an issue. And I think Crokinole suffers from a potential accessibility issue. Because if you do not have a Crokinole board, and it's not like I can go to Target and buy one. I can go to Mayday and buy a playable one, but even then I'm still in $100, right? And how many versions of Quacks can I buy for $100 that Josh won't play with me? So it's
and that's the thing too. Like you need a good board for a Crokinole. If you get $100 board in Crokinole, that is not going to be nearly as satisfying as getting like a $350 one, which I think is the minimum you need to spend to have a Crokinole board you can enjoy. Because if you get a back Crokinole board, it's just like it's nails on a chalkboard. You're like shh every time you shoot it. Not the nice butter over toast.
Yeah, well, that's the other thing, right? You play Crokinole on a nice board, on a Tracy board, and then you go play Crokinole on any other board. It's not.
I just real quickly wanted to say the sound you get from buttering toast is way different than the sound I get.
Oh, every morning I wake up, I get my toast just.
Oh man, for me it's like
some dry ass toast.
Yeah. Hey, Mike, maybe you need to go to Diddy's house and get some lube.
Well,
you let the butter sit out and get room temp, so it slides on.
Lube on toast is delicious. Let's just be honest. Yeah.
I do love Crokinole, and I fell in love with it last year when I bought a really nice Tracy board directly from the manufacturer. And I can't necessarily argue this as far as like a design, it's just flicking. But as somebody that like grew up playing a lot of sports and dexterity games, that's all I need.
Chris, Mike, you got to read that comment. You got to read that.
As far as I can tell, it's still still fine, but. Yeah. We were at a meetup and I had my Crokinole board out. Some guy asked me if he can play, and he's an adult. Next thing you know, there's a bunch of like 7-8-year-olds playing it.
Bunch of rugrats
which is not the same. That is not the same. But am I going to be the dickhead to tell him no?
No.
Okay.
Mike,
so
bless your heart, Mike. You were so kind.
Here's how you make. You say make Crokinole a better game. Then you give each player a hammer instead of using their fingers to flick. They have to tap it with a hammer. That's how you make it a better game. So now you're actually you're risking the board. Talk about like Crokinole legacy. Like, there's gonna be some stories like that Nick right there.
Crokinole Legacy. You spend $400, you can only play it once.
Hey, if Matt Leacock designed this, it might have made my list. So no, I'm kidding.
Oh, shit.
Oh, God.
Let's just piss
I can't
everybody
argue
off.
that, but you know,
next week's guest, everybody, Matt Leacock. We're just clipping these.
I would love to have him on here.
I would too. It'd be awesome.
It would.
1876. Talking about some longevity.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I love this game though.
I
Can't
do too.
argue about it as a design though. I don't know. It's valid.
Yeah,
Well,
that's a different game,
number two.
Evan. You bastard.
That's my number 2.
That's a good one. That's a good one, Josh. I like it. I love these lists. I love how diverse these lists are. These are really good.
Yeah.
These are really fun. And I like that we have all had our individual feelings hurt by these lists.
All right. Well, let's see if I can finally hurt Josh's feelings a little bit.
Do it.
Because this is the game that's rests behind him. I finally played this in 2023. And I had my hopes super high for this. I like Epic Games. I was really hoping that this would be like an excellent 4X game that I'd later pick up. And I did not enjoy at all Eclipse Second Dawn for the Galaxy. I think part of it is like this is supposed to be like the Euro 4X game, and yet I got hosed by luck in this game. How is this the Euro 4X game? See, you've got a faction, and you need a specific resource for that faction. To find it, you're going to go explore. So you flip a tile over randomly and hope it generates the resource that you want. If it doesn't, shit. Guess what you're going to do next? Explore. And then you're going to flip over another tile randomly and hope it's the resource that you want. And if it's not, get. If somebody else has clearly found a planet that generates the resource that they need to start building the engine for their faction. If you don't find it within your first like 2 or 3 explore actions, game over. Like game over. Now,
Game over, man.
Maybe there's other ways to figure it out. I didn't in my first play, that's for sure. And then this painfully slow and long combat system. Are you going to stay in? No. All right, let's keep playing. All right. Are you going to stay in? Wait, only 6s hit? That's it? Only 6 hits. So you got to go get techs? You got to buy techs to hit. Well, guess what? You need the right resource to buy techs. So if you're not generating the right resource, you can't even buy the techs, and only 6s will hit. Well, I mean, you could bow out of combat, but I mean, like if you're playing the game for the first time, why would you bow out of combat? Why would you surrender? Well, I'm already having a terrible time. I'm going to see this battle to its dreadful, painfully long end, and then I'm going to lose. And my chances were long gone after I didn't find the planets I needed anyway. So I'm going to see this battle to its very end. I had a terrible time with my one play of Eclipse. I'd play it again, but man, this just did not live up to the billing I expected of the quintessential Euro 4X game.
So you hate this game because it requires strategy.
I hate it because of the amount of luck that you got to roll 6s and you got to find the right planets. How is that a strategic Euro game?
So here's the funny story. It's sitting on my shelf back there. It's actually the first edition of it. And it's actually sitting on my 3 shelves with there, all the games I haven't played yet. But I found this game and all of its expansions for $25.
Hell yeah.
Oh, wow.
I'd buy that. I'd buy that in a
I
heartbeat.
had no intentions of ever picking up Eclipse, but for $25, heck yeah.
Especially with the expansions and everything. Hell yeah.
Oh yeah. So yeah, I'll get this played eventually. But I have the first edition. Did you play the first or second edition?
Second.
Okay. So I have the worst version then. So Maybe
the
we should
better
play
version.
that, or the better version. That maybe, I don't know. Who knows?
Here's the thing: is I wrote down Eclipse because there's 2 versions of it in the top 100, and as we have established, pick one and get the other one out.
But do you think Twilight Imperium belongs in the top 100 though, Mike?
Haven't played it yet.
Okay, because I played Twilight Imperium, and that's there's a lot more luck in that game involved. And I picked this one up because there's a little bit less luck. As much as I like luck in a game, I wanted to try to experiment with them both. I mean, I wish I could say more about this game.
And the thing is, I don't dislike luck, but when like a game lasts 3 hours and luck is such a heavy element of a strategic game, and you can really get screwed by it very early by tile draw, it hurts. It hurts bad.
I need to play it. I need to play it to see how I feel about it.
I would just say real quick to Steph, we'll see you on the recap because I know you will watch tomorrow. You're on the other side of the world. So yes, the top 25% of the top 100 is crap. You're
Garbage.
correct. And yes, we will maintain this haterade with Josh as long as he will keep coming on and doing it with us because this is super fun.
Oh, yeah, I'll come back and do this with you guys anytime. Just text if you're like, hey, day before we need to do a hate list. Just text me.
Let's get the hit list out. Let's go.
Yeah, but I think this is actually a pretty decent pick, Mike, for a couple of reasons. One,
and Andrew,
I think it's on there because of what it did. Maybe I think it belongs in that kind of category. Talk about they've done something influential since the 2011 it came out, Eclipse, and second edition just kind of amped it up so people went crazy over it. I think it does kind of the similar thing. So it's one of those granddaddies that need to be put onto a pyre and lit on fire.
There you go. Yeah, so our resident troll says no catch-up mechanic in Eclipse, and then he also adds, "How are you guys still this terrible? Shut down the rundown." Yeah, that's Chris. He's believe it or not, a friend of ours, and a person that I like quite a bit.
Well, I don't know him, and I don't like him. I'm just kidding.
It's fair because he probably don't like you either. So.
Yeah, good for you. Good for you. What I can't wait is for us to show up at a meetup and Chris busts out a CakePie Games. And I'll be like, oh, hey, bad news.
Look at this 20-minute piece of crap.
Yeah. Now let's play it for an hour.
He introduced us to
Chris. Yeah, Chris has introduced us to a lot of games. I like Chris. He's our favorite grumpy.
Yeah, I can't play Da 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 because I'll just have that Dan Da Dan song in my head the whole time. I don't know if you guys know what Dan Da Dan is. Like Dan Da Dan the anime.
Oh, yeah. I know what that is. I know it because my daughter has been getting into anime, so
yeah, be careful.
Right. Well, I mean.
I really wanted to like this and did not. I'll still try it again, and I still need to play Twilight Imperium. Tim will agree with me here. For now, Heroes of Land, Air, and Sea still my favorite 4X game.
Let's go, baby.
Let's really bad.
Well, if I would have known you were going to do that, I would have done something.
Let's go. All right, Hoop.
That's me.
Hoop. What's your number one?
Number one.
Oh my gosh, you mean we're on to number one?
Uno.
I'm just gonna keep delaying.
Alrighty.
That's awesome.
Serious. Right. So my number one was a game. I played it. Did not have a good time with it at all. And I said, it's too short. It needs an extra turn. And so what do? They come out with an expansion that adds an extra turn to it, Mike's already typing because he knows what it is. But how in the hell is White Castle top 100 game?
Bob, I so badly wanted you to say they came out with an expansion and they removed a turn. I just really wanted you to say that.
Yeah. But no, like I get it. Tight games, sure. Like I play a lot of like tight worker placement games, but I didn't enjoy it. If you get, kind of screwed or blocked on your second or third turn, there's just no coming back from that. And it's just, yeah, he's just being contrarian. And so,
whoa,
exactly. Yeah, I don't know if you played White Castle or not, but there's actually components in the game that impede the game and make it more difficult to play, like little bridges. They look cool, but then you can't see part of the board, and it's just, I don't know. I don't get the hype. They look cool, but then you can't really see the pieces behind it. Look, what's those tiles say behind there? Or those cards? I don't know. I can't see it.
I haven't played this one, but I wanted to play it, and I appreciate what Devere is doing as far as like big games in a compact box. Mm-hmm. But I don't want to have a struggle to put a game back. I heard this one's hard to put back in the box.
Then you should throw the bridges away. It's fine.
Really tight.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, and this is one of those things. I don't think it's been around long enough to deserve top 100 spot. Like I know, like you can make the argument like, oh, a game doesn't have to be around long to be in the top 100. Just be good. Yeah, there are a lot of good games out there. There are a lot of really great games out there that just don't have the marketing and the hype to shoot up. I mean, that's what the top 100 BGG is. It's marketing. It's a mixture of good mechanics, good marketing, and hitting the right niche.
The newer games are good marketing, and the old games are because they have good mechanics that were foundational. And yeah.
What we're saying is that BGG Top 100 sucks and should have no relevance.
100% agree.
Yeah.
We can get all the games. Sure we can. Yeah. Ones you like. I'm sure we can share our thoughts afterwards about what we actually think about the top 100. But is this kind of like, have you played every game in this kind of like compact box line, Bob, of like White Castle, Red Cathedral, Sand, Silk? Have you played all of them or?
No.
Nope.
Okay, well there goes my question.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, which one do you prefer?
Yeah,
Sand and Silk. Yeah.
No, I haven't played Sand and Silk. What was the other one?
There's Red Cathedral, Bamboo, Sand, Silk, White Castle. I feel there's one more after White Castle that just came out. Sultan Sea. They're kind of like all the same box size, and they all fit tinily. Does that say Devere does War of the Ring?
Yeah, I hit this to try to get to some of these, and yeah, not so much. No, not so much.
Top games, Pandemic Legacy Season 1, War of the Ring. Okay. They must
Three Ring Circus?
They must do. Yeah, Three Ring Circus is another one. They did. That same.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I have Three Ring Circus. I like that one.
What the? I don't know why so many of these are saying Devere. So
I don't think it's great or top 100 worthy.
But, I wonder if Devere has distribution for them, like in Europe or something.
Well, because they do Spanish. They're a Spanish company, so
sure.
That might be because they do it, which is another thing I don't like about. But
they're Spanish.
Oh. No.
Well,
I don't know. Well, okay. I can go off on Spanish. I don't like to lisp in Spanish. Like when they say, "Hola, cómo estás?" Barcelona. I'm from Barcelona. It's like, okay,
yeah.
I understand you're the pure Spanish. It's like, okay, set it on a pyre, push it out to sea. Mexican Spanish.
Let's go.
Mexican Spanish is much better. So.
Let's go. It's cleaner.
It's an American thing.
It's cleaner. Probably. All right. So White Castle is your number one, huh, Bob? I haven't played this yet. I really still want to play it. I want to know. I have doubts, obviously, because I've not heard. Oh no, we've alienated 0.01% of our audience. How dare you?
Does it deserve top 100? Probably not. Is it a good game? I think it's pretty good, but it's tight.
Well, I mean, that's the thing is like, I think all the games on my list, even if I don't enjoy them, I would get it if they were in like the top 500. And again, some of them are just important games and should be recognized. So I'm just gonna, I was kind of inspired by what Josh said with how he was doing his list. So my number one is the highest ranked on BGG on all the ones that I wrote down.
Oh, very unoriginal.
Yeah, that's me, Mr. Unoriginal. But I do have something I want to talk about when we do honorable mentions after our list, because like I thought this was sort of an important thing. But at number 3 on BGG is Arc Nova. Arc Nova's fine. It is terraforming Mars with better art. Well, I mean,
It's
low bar.
It's photographs.
Come on, low bar. But I mean, honestly, though, terraforming Mars is fine. It's not great. It's too long. The deck is too big. You're tag chasing. It does I would rather play Raja of the Ganges, which has that sort of mechanic where you're trying to get those two scoring tracks to kind of meet.
Does it way better.
What Raja does?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Agreed. I think what my favorite thing about Arc Nova is that like when you take that action, it becomes like worse. And so it tries to encourage you to take other actions, right? Like I enjoy that.
Civilization did that first.
I'm just saying I enjoy the way that Arc Nova does that. Mm-hmm. And I think Arc Nova is 100% a top 500 game. It is not only not a top 100 game, it is not a top 3 game. Get the hell out of here. It is not that good. It is fine. I sold my Arc Nova. I played it. I thought, oh, it's pretty fun. But is it what everybody says? Like burn down your game collection? Because like this is the only game you ever need. No, get the hell out of here. Also, because of the name, I thought we were building zoos in space. And you're not. Spoiler alert, you're not. Chris, those who can't either teach or review, and I do that both badly. So yeah, hell yeah. That's how I get to sit on my pedestal.
That's one of the things people I don't like sometimes when people say like how many games have you designed? You're probably kidding, but like
he's totally kidding. I love Chris.
Yeah, I know, but like some people actually have said that like if I know when a movie's bad. That doesn't mean I ever made a movie before. I can go and fully say, yeah, no, the newest Snow White is not a great movie. That's just right. I don't need to make a movie to know that.
I mean, here's the thing with any kind of criticism, right? Is that's automatically like the quickest way to tell me you're going to lose this argument. Yeah. It's like, hold on, man. That is not only Arc Nova is not only made for designers. That is made for public and mass consumption, right? Yeah. How many games has the mass populace, designed? It's 0.01%, right? So all the people that love Arc Nova and rate it super high, like for me, it's a 7. It's a fine game. I enjoy it. I don't think it's bad. I would rather play that than Terraforming Mars. So I guess in the ratings, that's right. But it does some of the same things. And if I've got to sit there for ages, that game better be interesting. I will tell you, like Bob and I just last weekend, right? We just played Inferno. Okay. And that's a game where we're sending souls to hell. And that game has a similar play time to Arc Nova. Maybe even a little more complex than Arc Nova. That game was fun as hell. And it felt like we played for an hour, even though we played it with Teach like 2.5, 3 hours.
Ooh. We got a device issue. Maybe something went dead.
No. Boardgamegeek is onto us, guys. We got to get out of here as quick as we can.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know why this I don't know why it does this to me. I don't know why.
We were afraid that BGG got you.
Yeah. The Arc Nova gods got mad at me. But I don't know if you heard me say, but Bob and I played Inferno. We played Inferno. It took a long time, but we had a great time playing it. Bob and I both love the game. You could have really complicated, complex, crunchy, fun games that don't feel like they take that long. Arc Nova, Terraforming Mars, drag. Bob and I's turns in Inferno, super interesting because everything that he is doing is going to affect what I am doing. And it's not just, oh, I hope he doesn't take that card I want, you know, and that's the difference for me. I mean, that's the easiest way to like put my finger on the difference because the actions that Bob and I are taking in a game like Inferno, like, okay, so if you are tactically thinking, well, if I move this piece so I can take an optimal action for me, what is that going to let Bob do on his next turn? Is that going to give him 4 points? Well, maybe, but maybe I'm okay with him getting those 4 points because I'm going to do better off of that. But maybe I don't want to give him those 4 points because I don't want to set him up for that. Arc Nova, I don't know. Terraforming Mars, they don't have those levels of decision and interest. And again, while I'm watching other people have AP over their turns, I'm getting bored and waiting. And I do love me some crunchy games.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I can have my cake, my pie, and eat it too. So
yeah, you definitely can.
So Arc Nova ranked at number 3 on BGG, which is way overrated, is my number 1 for that reason, because it's ranked 3.
Okay, so coming in last, this is the highest. This is coming in first, I guess. This is the highest one on my list that is on the top 100. Its little brother recently just entered into the top 100 as well. This is a game that I bought because of the top 100. I enjoyed it, and Arc Nova 6 is not a space game.
Sorry,
it's all good. But this is when I bought. I enjoyed, but I was like, is this really considered top 100? I mean, there's lots of problems with it. I mean, I get it, but I think there's better 2-player games out there. And that's Seven Wonders Duel.
Oh, thank God.
What do you thought I was going to say?
Well, my favorite 2-player game of all time is Star Wars Rebellion. So thank you for not murdering my sacred cow. But yes, please continue to shit on Seven Wonders Duel all you like.
Do you not like this game?
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Well, so here's the biggest problem with it. This is a fun game. I have it on my shelf.
I think it's fun. I got it.
I mean, but here's the issue I had with it is that I don't think the military track is useful whatsoever. As someone who's gone for military almost every time just to see if it works, I play this game a good amount of times. It just doesn't. It's not optimal. So why is it
arbitrary?
There? It's arbitrary. Why is it there? It shouldn't be there. The best way to win the coin system, the currency in the game is overly confusing, and it's not. It's just, you get 2 halves for 1 degree. It's like, no, why? I have to look in the rule book to do the math. Yeah, maybe I'm done. I don't care. Lots of people are dumb and don't like math. I don't like doing hard math in my games. And it's a little bit harder than it needs to be. The artwork is just boring. The artwork is just boring in this game. And, it's one with military. I think you're lying, Chris. He's just saying that. Yeah. So either if you went with military, the other person just wasn't paying attention. And it's not hard. It's not hard to block military. It really isn't. So it just seems the best way to win is just to go for the either just get those 7 economic things like the 7 art victories, or the other strategy. I haven't played this game in so long because I forgot about it. Now, the Lord of the Rings version of this game, I do believe, deserves a top 100 because it fixes every single part that was wrong with the previous game. It makes the military more interesting. It simplifies the little economy that's in the game, and it just looks better. But this one, especially for how high it is, it's like 17 or something.
20.
Yeah,
it's 20.
Top 20. That's mind-blowing to me. Wow, like I just don't get it. I don't think the gameplay and experience you get and the obvious flaws there with the game justify its position in the top 100. There are just too many glaringly obvious flaws that anybody who asks to will point out. I am with Chris. I've seen military win often. These people who you are playing against aren't good players then.
Oh, Wayne. Oh, poor Wayne. I know Wayne's not a troll. That's so fun.
That's the thing. I enjoy I enjoy Seven Wonders Duel too. That's why I have it on my shelf. Doesn't mean there aren't problems with it that I think should disqualify from being the top 100. Not to say every game in the top 100 is perfect, but this one just has some glaringly obvious flaws that were fixed in the new Lord of the Rings edition, which I hopefully will overtake it. And once you're in the top 25 of BGG, it's really high. Am I saying you say my wife sucks at Duel?
Yeah, she's terrible.
Let's not bring the bedroom into this. So yeah, but let's So what's
Oh, Dottie,
it's
I
just,
love you.
Yeah, there's just so many. There's just too many problems with this game.
So here's the thing, right? And I think that's the other thing that gets lost really easy, right? When people start lighting their torches and grabbing their pitchforks, is you could still really enjoy a game, but it just doesn't necessarily need to be a top 100 game.
Yeah, there are thousands of games come out. I'll say like thousands, but there's hundreds of games come out every year. And thousands, hundreds, whatever you want to call it. There's lots of games that come out every year. What games has Josh done that I can rate one? Guns or Treasure?
Arc Nova.
Art Nova. Oh, no, I am the designer of Cascadia.
Cascadia.
I designed Cascadia. I also designed Quacks of Quedlinburg.
He drew all that new art too. It's fantastic.
Yeah, and Clemens Franz. I'm actually Clemens Franz as well.
This is so good.
Like I said, this is objectively a good game, but I also think objectively it should not be the top 100.
Listen, I like Seven Wonders and I like Seven Wonders Duel, but I don't think they are amazing games. I think they are both games that have been passed by better versions of Duel and the engine building that is and drafting that is Seven Wonders. I mean, hell, I would rather play Sushi Go than Seven Wonders.
Now, the Sushi Go not being in the top 100 is a crime against humanity. I'll say that.
Just saying.
But that's my number one, Seven Wonders Duel.
So Wayne's got your back. I mean, there's a few
Wayne.
people.
Thanks.
Oh yeah, he's the artist, designer, and artist of Quacks.
I did. I designed the new art for Quacks as well.
Yeah, totally not AI. Agreed.
Oh God.
Crimes Against Humanity is a great game. I mean, cards.
Okay. I don't know.
I don't know, but there you go, Mike.
Oh, my number one top 100 game that doesn't belong. This was a very easy pick. It was the very first thing that came to mind.
Hold on, buddy.
I played this game for the first time last year. And we didn't play it how many have suggested it should be played. So I knew I was kind of in for maybe a bad time.
I know.
I've already said I'm not that much of a fan of like co-op crisis management games. And then Nemesis just smacked me in the face.
Oh, this is an honorable mention for me, Mike. Let's go. Let's go.
I gotta let the dog out. I'll be right back.
Mike, you start and I'll just jump in and I will pile on with you, buddy. Let's go.
Okay, so I'm gonna have to defend this game, and I haven't even played it, but I'll defend this game.
Here's my primary issue with games of this ilk. I gave it a 6. I'm fairly forgiving with my ratings on BGG. Fairly forgiving. I know that people are behind these. I'm not trying to be a dick. I'm not that raider.
But
a 6 is. So here's my primary issue. You talk about games that have a limited decision space. This is one, and here's why. And I've made this comment many times. Tim has heard this more than enough times, and I'll go ahead and say it again.
Go for it, Mike. Do it, buddy.
Am I going to move and then attack, or attack then move? That's it. Those are your decisions every single round. Maybe you can use an ability. That's it. Those are the decisions you get to make. And hopefully somebody's not telling you which one to do first, because then it's even worse. No. We played with 5 players.
Oh,
and
God.
it took nearly 5 hours.
Oh, God. It's terrible.
And the thing is, yes, I know we should have played semi-co-op. That's what I wanted to play. But the host didn't want to. And I greatly respect that host. And I said, that's fine. We'll play what he wants to play. I just want to try out this game. That's fine.
I love my brother-in-law, but he was wrong.
Now, what sucks is that once somebody died and turned into one of the aliens, that's when the game finally got interesting. There was finally some tension, because then somebody's coming after you, and the game actually becomes a little bit harder. I thought we were going to easily breeze through this, and we kind of were, and then somebody died, and now they come back as an alien, and now they're chasing you, and that added tension. That was more fun. The problem was we were already 4 hours into the game, and he was just making it take longer. So, the one thing that made it interesting made it drag even more. I'm sorry, Nemesis, but you are just not deserving of number 22 all time. And I'm also sorry, Adam Kwapinski, because you're a fantastic designer, and I love a lot of your games.
He is. He's our guest
maybe
next week.
Retaliation's better. What?
I was just kidding. I said he's our guest next week.
Yeah. Been amazing.
Yeah, he's made some fantastic games. I did not enjoy this.
So out of all the games in the entire universe, this game has been brought up as a core or favorite tabletop memory on the Tabletop Submarine than any other game. This has consistently been. It's been at least 10 mentions of this game. Whether it be the main story or like a side story, has been Nemesis. More than 3. At least I can name 2 episodes off the top of my head where Nemesis has been the main story. And so, I mean, there's something about this game that drives it into people's heads, and I don't know if it's the perfect. It's maybe that's a crap shot, and maybe they just had great experiences because it could be random. But
okay, so here's the thing.
There could be some great stories with it, but
here's the thing. There can be great stories. Bobby, go for it, and I'll chime in after.
No, yeah, just the way it works, your personal quests and the semi-co-op nature of it. Sometimes, I've had this great thing where I've had the egg, but this other guy needed to get this door open. I was it's to throw me the whip and I'll give you the idol kind of scenario going on. And there's just been some really great stories, but then you have stupid mechanisms, their health is random and you shoot it a bunch, it's almost dead. And then next time you're going to shoot it again and you're going to draw on the card. Oh, nope, it's got more health now. It healed itself or something. It's just got some dumb mechanisms in it. It can really drag, the components are amazing. There's some really fun stuff with the game, but it just needs, I think Lockdown does it better.
Yes. So Mike, I had this written down as an honorable mention. I 1,000,000% have your back. Here's the thing. If I had the opportunity to get a nice version of this game at a reasonable price, I would do so without even batting an eye. Because the components are amazing. One of my all-time favorite movies is Alien. And this game does a great job of implementing that theme. But the rule book is a little problematic. It's a little clunky. So until you actually know how to play, it's tricky. The variable alien health is one of the most frustrating things in a board game that I have ever encountered. I hate it. I hate it with a passion. I love it when we are playing games where we have different win conditions. I love co-op games, but I also love just winning a game by myself. Even better if I can trick my friends into helping me win the game by myself, right? Like that's super fun. And Nemesis presents that. Lockdown presents you a much better version of this game, but it still has some of the issues. But I mean, Mike doesn't totally have it wrong. Also, this game 100% overstays its welcome. It starts to drag. Not every time. I've played this game maybe 6 times, and probably 2 of the times it has drug on way beyond the point of being fun. The issue is that the other times where I played it and it was fun, great, but not near as memorable as some of the bad times that I have had playing this game. Again, fully admit, if I had the opportunity to acquire this game at a reasonable price or for a good trade, I'd get it 100%, because it's kind of like what Bob and I were talking about, a house rule or two. I'm playing this game all day long. I love the theme. I love the vibe. Awakened Realms makes amazing games. But man, is it problematic at times. And yes, Chris, you are correct. I win 100% of the games that I play with myself.
Well, in the game's defense, though, the Aliens franchise itself is long out. The longer you go, it gets overdrawn and outstays its welcome.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Look at you, Prometheus. Oh, wait.
Yeah. Alien 4. Jeez.
Ooh. Yeah. Yeah. Agreed. Not going to fight you on that as a movie buff and a horror movie buff. And again, love the movies. Still, that's rough. Mike, I got your back. I agree. I had Nemesis written down, but it was specifically for the alien health issue. But yeah, when Mike said he played Alien, or not Alien, when he played Nemesis at 5 players, I'm like, why?
Yeah,
why?
That sounds hard.
Why did you do that?
Setting Vindication up with all the expansions, and then
dude, you walked into worst case scenario. I can say, here's the thing, Mike. Like, also great example. Bob and I worked through, and we figured out made sure we understood how to play Inferno this weekend, right? Just this past weekend. And we walked through some rules. We figured out some stuff. I had watched videos, but still, like, you can watch videos, but getting it on the table and implementing it is like a different thing. Mm-hmm. And we worked through that game. That game was a great time for Bob and I. Mike, you are going to 1,000,000%, whether you like the game or not, have a better time playing it with Bob or I teaching it to you, because we understand everything.
Right.
You would get you would get really frustrated trying to figure some of that stuff out.
Trying to get it out of the book. Yeah. Not that the book was bad, but it was just kind of tricky. Being able to put it in like a plain English and just tell it to you.
It's a dense game. It's a dense game, and anybody would benefit from a game like that, having it taught to you.
Yeah. It'd be like trying to like grab an acronym off the shelf and learn it out of the book.
Yeah. Nemesis is a better game if somebody can just teach it to you, but you still got to fix like 3 rules. I'm just saying, you still got to fix like 3 things on it. Lockdown fixes like 2 out of the 3 things.
I think the anachrony rule book is actually really good.
Oh, anachrony is not bad out of the rule book.
There's a lot going on.
But there's a lot. There's a lot. And I know you love anachrony, Mike, but how much better was anachrony if you could just sit at the table and somebody's going to walk you through it?
True. I learned that one myself out of the book, though. So
Right.
that one.
Right. Not bad out of the book. Mind Clash, different company. Not bad out of the book. And again, language barrier, right? Because there's definitely a language barrier with Inferno versus, and Nemesis again, right? Polish.
Awaken Realms, Polish company. I will say now they obviously have some pretty good rulebook writers in that studio, because there's a lot of rulebooks that are translated from either French or Polish that are just bad, really bad.
Oh, sure. 100%.
And they're specifically always translated from French or Polish. Fortunately, it seems like Awaken Realms has figured that out. So
yeah, no, I think they have. I'll give them that. I'll give them that.
I want to know if you guys have any honorable mentions.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yep, I do.
Hell yeah. Bobby, you want to go first? You got any?
Well, the only one I had was The Crew, and I plugged it in because Pandemic Legacies.
Okay, sure. So, like, I wrote down Pandemic Legacy, pick one. I wrote down Agricola, pick one. I wrote down Eclipse, Mike, pick one. I'm fine with you thinking that Eclipse is the superior 4X game, but pick one. You don't get two in the top 100. You don't. I would rather play Zaya or Twilight Imperium. Just saying. But my two big honorable mentions. One is I want to know about how you guys feel about games that are dead that are on the top 100. I'm looking at you, Netrunner, right? So that's a deck construction game that I have not played. I do like Marvel Champions, which is probably also dead now, that is in the top 100. I don't know that they're putting new stuff out for it. Are they?
I think they are.
Came out, I thought this year or late last year.
They come out with like a deck every month, I think.
I haven't seen anything super new about it, but also
our store hasn't got anything recently.
But right. So maybe I'm just not looking in the right places. But I'm just going to say that Netrunner, I know it's a very popular game. But if it's a dead game, does it still get to be in the top 100? And it is a dead game.
Out of print, it can't be in the top 100 because it's out of print.
I'm not saying it's out of print, but I mean, to the cost of entry now to Netrunner, right?
I mean, there's like a company it's like a fan version of Netrunner that you could still play. So
that's different. That's different.
I mean,
We're talking.
I can't remember if it's called Netrunner though, because it might be called Netrunner. I don't remember because I'm not into Netrunner, but I think there's a version.
Yeah. So Andrew says Nessia is keeping it alive.
Yeah, I think that might be it. I mean, I think that I'm gonna say no because the game is dead. Like, there's no expansions coming out for, Rebellion anytime soon. Does that mean it's dead?
Well, but I think that a Rebellion though is a board game, and we're talking about deck construction games. So I'm just throwing it out there. Is it for conversation? Because a living card game, right? A living card game versus a TCG, a living card game when it's not living anymore. Listen, I played, Bob, you know, Greg. Greg and I used to play Vampire Jihad all the time. Now that was Vampire the Masquerade, right? And it was a card game based on that. That game was awesome. That game is so dead. The OG Star Wars deck building game, Greg and I used to play all the time back before we even played Warhammer. I'm talking like 96, 95. We played that all the time. That game's dead. That was a living card game, versus like Magic, right? Which is just a TCG, or Pokemon TCG. So I don't know that you get to still be in the top 100. Just saying if it's dead. You could still buy Star Wars Rebellion at places. I know Chris just said Rebellion's dead. I know you can still buy Agricola. I know you can buy Pandemic Legacy Season 1, 0, or 2, or 3, or whatever one you want. Right? I get it. You can still buy Brass Birmingham. You could still buy Twilight Imperium 4th edition, which is ranked 5th. You can still buy Gloomhaven. You can buy Frosthaven. You can buy Wingspan. You know what I mean? You can buy all these games.
They just announced Frosthaven digital, by the way.
So if you can't buy, because another one that I was going to talk about, Kingdom Death Monster. Part of me thinks, now I've played Kingdom Death Monster, and I think it's really interesting. But I kind of think that if you can only get it via the Kickstarter or secondary market
conventions, they had a huge booth at Gen Con or Origins, and they're selling all types of monsters. There's a huge line. They had all types of stuff.
Okay. But I feel like it's so limited in the way you can get it.
Well, you have to have millions of dollars.
Well, also true. I don't think you get to be in the top 100. I think you're allowed to have your clique and your group that loves you. And I enjoyed the shit out of Kingdom Death. I will tell you, if I had found Kingdom Death in high school, when I had time before I had kids and a wife, we would have played the hell out of it. It's cool. It's crazy. I'd love it. But I think if you're going to go with the top 100 board games of all time, I think it needs to have some stuff like accessibility. And I'm not just talking about learning, but actually getting your hands on a copy. I think you should be able to acquire it with a reasonable amount of money and own it and get it played.
This feels like Tim gatekeeping the top 100 to me.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go. Mike, okay, Mike, you're a baseball guy. You love baseball. Okay? I hate with a passion to the core of my being the Baseball Hall of Fame. And I'll tell you why. Because there are players like Ken Griffey Jr. that should go in unanimously, but there are other people, there are sports writers that vote people in that don't think anybody but like Babe Ruth and Lou Gehrig should get in unanimously. So I want to know who says Ken Griffey Jr. doesn't get in, and that person shouldn't get a vote ever again. Because if they can't get in on the first ballot, why is it okay they get in on the second ballot? So that's bullshit. I'm just saying, like, if you're going to be in the top 100, people should have access to you. Just saying, you should have access to it. And then the last one that I'll die on, and I know I'm the minority here, Darwin's Journey should not be in the top 100. It is, if you play that game wrong in the first 20 minutes, you have another hour to 2 to 3 hours of feel bad for the rest of the day. And that sucks. I don't want to play it.
Okay. I'll do my honorable mentions now.
Yeah, you're welcome, Josh.
No, you're good. I'll bounce off you for a little bit. So I'll bouncing off the idea of that if you mess up once, any Splotter game that's in the top 100.
Oh, dude, right?
Chain Magnate, go away.
It's like, in the top 100.
Like if people tell me all the time, like when you play a Splotter game, make sure your first move is correct. Like, what do you mean correct? Like, it's like, okay, you play it. You put your lemonade here. Okay, let me tell you why you just lost the game. No, that's not.
Josh, I don't want to play a game on rails. I want to play a game.
I don't. Yeah, and that's not even system mastery. That's just like, it's like a rolling move. Then you just roll a die. It's like it sounds to me like Food Chain Magnate is just an overcomplicated Candyland. There's a set way you do things. Like, come on, and
shoot your shot.
And all Splotter games are supposed to be like that. And it's just like, how can I make Candyland more complicated where there's a way to play it. And the way you play it is by playing it over and over and over again. That's like it's like Holes, like the movie Holes. Maybe you might find treasure if you keep digging holes, but the
that's a good movie.
Fun. Oh, fantastic movie. Underrated movie.
Oh, my second.
But Food Chain Magnate and any Splotter game, really. But I think that's the only one that's on there from what I understand. Next one, Frosthaven.
Oh!
It's,
It's too much.
Gloomhaven's a cheeseburger. You don't get to be on the list because you're a double cheeseburger. I'm sorry.
You get one or the other, right?
Yeah. And then Wingspan Asia. Get out of here with that.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
Dude, I almost put Wingspan Asia because it was 100, and I'm like, you don't get expansions. You don't get expansions on the list. But I saw it was a standalone 2-player, and I haven't played it, so I didn't want to shit on it.
I'm gonna crap on it. I don't care if it's a standalone 2-player. It's just Wingspan. Wingspan didn't need a 2-player version. It's fine.
You just play Wingspan at 2 players.
Just play Wingspan 2 players. It's fine. To get that out of here. But those are my honorable mentions.
That is so good. I love it. I love it. Mike.
Boop.
Yep. I got a couple. Speaking of extra versions, did we really need Dune Imperium Uprising?
No.
Isn't it?
No.
I mean, Dune Imperium's a good game. I like it. And then they kept adding expansions. Great. Then Uprising comes along, and it's like a standalone thing, but it's really just Imperium where they modified the combat. But you can also take those cards and add them to base Dune Imperium. What
Mike?
Which is it? Which one do you buy? I get
Mike,
so confused.
Mike, Dune Imperium at number 6 is ridiculous because here's the thing. There is no room for error in Dune Imperium.
Hey, look, I used to have Dune Imperium really high, but just also, if you get towards the end of the game and you start beating on the leader, you've just added an hour and a half to the playtime towards the end. It can become a 4-hour game.
It's a good game, and it is a beautiful game. It is not a top 10 game. It is not the 6th game of all time.
No.
Get the hell out of here.
But also, Paul Denon, one of my favorite designers ever.
No, listen. I'm not saying it's not a good game, but that's not what we're talking about. We're not like, is this game good or is this game bad? But does this game deserve to be where it is?
No.
Get out of here.
And as I've played it more online, I've started to find how samey Beyond the Sun is. Now, Beyond the Sun is a cool design. It is Tech Tree the game. But after you play it 2 or 3 times, you've seen every tech the game has. You've seen them all. And then after that, you keep playing it. You're like, I've seen that tech. And then the game just feels like you're playing the same thing over and over and over. They added an expansion. It only adds 8 more techs. So play the game 3 more times. You've still seen everything, even with the expansions.
I really enjoyed Beyond the Sun.
I did
Here's
too.
the thing. I will not say it's a top 100 game. Also, it needs a lot more. It needs more. It's a cool ass game. It's a great game.
Yeah.
I would not put it in my top 100.
No,
it's a great game.
Cool.
And I want to own it. But I also own more than 100 games. So
it was we reviewed it a long time ago. We all scored it favorably, including myself. Play it a little bit more. You realize it doesn't have a ton of legs, and it just feels like you're rinse and repeat.
Sure.
And then my last one is a little bit of a hot take. Don't care. Viticulture Essential Edition. I'm sorry, but for a strategy game that's worker placement, there's just too much luck in how you score.
Sure.
I mean, you're building up, and there's all this strategy, but as far as actually drafting the cards randomly from a deck that determine how you score, the scoring shouldn't be completely based on luck when everything else is strategic, and that has always bothered me. That feels like playing a game of, I don't know if you guys remember Takinoko. You literally at the end of the game, that game, just love that game, but it plays in 30, 40 minutes. So if I'm top decking point cards, that's fine. The whole game is luck. But when like you're playing a 90-minute game that's all strategy and you're trying to top deck point guards, that doesn't feel good to me. And so I felt the scoring mechanic was very misplaced, and I've always not been a fan of that. Traded it a long time ago.
So I will say to you, Mike, I don't know that viticulture deserves its top 100 spot. I will say, like other people have said tonight, that has been a really great gateway worker placement game for me and people that I have tried to introduce games to. I love viticulture. I'm not going to die on the hill that it should be in a top 100. I will not. But I will say I love that game and I have a great time playing it. It does a nice thing with the grande worker, right? You know what I mean? And the regular workers, blah, blah, blah. Accessible theme, blah, blah, blah. You know, my sister-in-law's a wino. She loves drinking wine, you know, blah, blah, blah. Like I get her to play a game. But I'm not going to die on the hill that it's a top 100. I won't. But I think it's a great game. And I think Stonemaier puts out a lot of great games.
There's a lot of things I really like about that game.
How many Lacerda games are in the top 100?
There's a couple. There's like On Mars,
Kanban,
Lisboa,
the Gallerist.
So I've played 2 Lacerda games and I love them. I played Inventions and I played Speakeasy, which Speakeasy's coming out. Speakeasy's amazing, and I really did enjoy Inventions. That's all I'll speak to that. I don't know that either of them move into my top 100. But and I've heard Vinos is better than Viticulture.
That's my favorite.
But yeah, Wine Cellar. Oh, Josh, your bias is showing. No, here's the thing about like games like Wine Cellar, right? If you want to go wine, if I've got 3 games in front of me, right? Vinos, Viticulture, and Wine Cellar, and I've got people that don't play games very much, I am 100% bringing out Wine Cellar because that's a game they're going to understand. The rules are not intimidating to them, right? And they're going to have a great time playing. And then the problem is going to be is that the complexity of multiple plays of Wine Cellar, as you understand like more of the scoring and the strategy, I don't know that they're going to want to dig into some of the other games. And that's where Andrew really nailed Wine Cellar.
I just wanted to add, not pandering. I've mentioned many times, multiple streams, how much I love Wine Cellar because I think it's a great game. I love games that are strategic, that support 6 or more players. That's a really hard thing to find. Usually they're party games or they're social deduction. I also happen to love For Sale, and it gives me a lot of For Sale.
Here's the problem, Mike. Is you have to
point real quick.
Go on.
I have our pre-production copy. I take it everywhere. I still back that game. I'm done.
So Mike, here's the problem, right? You love For Sale. Or you love For Sale, but you love Wine Cellar, right?
Both, yeah.
Right. So here's the thing is Andrew personally, and you know what a horrible human being he is.
Correct.
So how do you support that versus
not even sure?
It's tough. It's really tough.
Personal enjoyment.
I can do that very easily. I've told Andrew before some of his games are crap. I told him that playtesting, and this is like, and that's the thing about the top 100 in general, is that we're talking about what games can we get played more often versus what's considered top 100. I mean, board games have fallen into the same trap that every hobby goes into, and I'll use food as an example because that's my day job, foodies. You look at all these stuff. The best restaurants in the world are very hard to get into, very inaccessible, and they do some weird stuff.
Yeah.
Like here's your peanut butter cloud. Okay, we'll have over 26 courses and stuff like that. But doesn't mean they're the most successful restaurants in the world. I mean, look at McDonald's. You get Uno is the McDonald's of the board game industry.
Uno is the McDonald's of the board
It's
game.
consistent. You know exactly what you're going to get.
Yeah,
it's great, but you can rely on what it's going to do.
Yeah,
and things like I don't know, like Arc Nova or Vinos, things like that are like these fancy restaurants, and people who are into food just pine for those, even though they've never been to them, or if they have been to them, like, oh yeah, I paid $3,000 to have someone poop on my table, or something like whatever.
Yeah,
it's it's this trap. Like, I mean, it's nothing's wrong with liking Texas Roadhouse, which is like the Catan.
Yeah,
like food
fuck
industry.
Listen, man, they make good steaks. They cook the steak you like. You get the sides you want. It's comfort food. Get what you want.
And honestly, if it was between owning a fancy restaurant that is considered the best in the world and owning Texas Roadhouse as a franchise, I'd rather have Texas Roadhouse as a franchise.
Well, yeah, you're making money, buddy.
Yeah, so I mean, that's what I think the top 100 should be personally, is what are the most important and influential games that are out there that really drive the industry and have been around for a while. So like things like we talk about, like Ticket to Ride. Yeah, I think it should be in the top 100. Catan should be in the top 100. I don't know where, but these are the top 100 games of all time. Right now, it's what people consider the best. I think the top 100 games should be what is the most important games of all time.
Well,
and yeah.
No, I was just gonna say you can take it to like the Sports Hall of Fame, right? Whether it's baseball, football, basketball, hockey, whatever. There's two mindsets. You're either good enough to get into the Hall of Fame, or you only let X amount of players in. And so if you're gonna bring so and so into the Baseball Hall of Fame, who are you booting out?
Yeah.
Right. I think that.
Harold Baines.
I don't. Well, sure. Tim Raines, also one of them. I think there's people. I think that you. I think that if you're gonna have a Hall of Fame, you're gonna have a greatest of all time. Have your greatest. I don't think it has to be 20 things. It doesn't have to be 100 thing. But there are the gatekeepers, right? There's gatekeepers in every industry, every hobby. And I get it. I'm a grumpy old Gen Xer. I push it back against what is popular until you prove me wrong. I'm a hipster, but at the same time, I'm a hipster that hates hipsters because I'm Gen X. I'm old, and it's like, I hate hipsters, but I'm totally a hipster. I like that before that was cool. But so I 1,000,000% agree, right? Like, I know Bob's going to shake his head and go, I love Catan. I still enjoy playing Catan. There's versions of Catan that I think are better. Literally have Catan in the name. And I think they should be represented because they are important for what they did. And I think you acknowledge that. And you hold that game in esteem for what it is. But like you were talking about Citizen Kane, I'm a movie buff. Okay. But some movies feel like homework and some movies are fun to watch and I enjoy. So Catan for Bob, he's going to play Catan as a board gamer and go, I see all these other games that I played that were inspired by Catan, but are better. And I would rather be playing them. So Catan feels like homework, right? But you can play better versions of Catan, evolved versions of Catan. Right. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Space Catan's the best version, right?
Yeah. Starfish.
Yeah. I like to call it Space Catan.
Yeah, I call it Catan in space. Yes.
But I just think that, the top 100 should really reflect that, right? Like Agricola, I get it. Fundamental game, right? Foundational game for what you're trying to do, and that tightness, that punishing aspect. But games are so much better now that do the same thing, do similar things, give you a little bit more flexibility, and are just flat out better. And they're not called Agricola. And Agricola shouldn't be in the top 100 anymore just because it's called Agricola. It shouldn't. There's better games. There's more fun games. And here's the thing. If I go to my family for Thanksgiving or Easter or Christmas, and I'm bringing board games, and they're not gamers, I'm not fucking bringing Agricola. Are you kidding me? They will never talk to me again. I'm bringing Flip 7. I'm bringing, you know what I mean? I'm bringing games that are going to be familiar to them and bring them in. And then even then, I'm still not jumping to Agricola. If I want to get them into worker placement, I'm going to Lords of Waterdeep, right? I'm going to El Grande. I'm going to, I don't even know that I go to Stone Age because Stone Age is fine, but there's just more interesting versions of that now. If maybe one of them has played Magic, I'm going to find a fun deck builder. I'm going to bring them in that way via Clank or something else. I'm going to build off of what they already like, but I don't need to. I can respect games from 2000 to 2010 or earlier, but I can love and appreciate and enjoy and share better versions of those games. And still, you can have your Mount Rushmore. You can have them up there on that pedestal. These are the greats. These are the guys that paved the way. But they are not today's games and today's gamers and how I'm going to bring people in. And I'm way more interested in getting people that don't play games to want to play games with me. And because I'm me, I've got to find really good games to get them to want to play games with me. So yeah, some of these old games, put them on the pyre, light the fire. See you later.
We're gonna push Tim out to sea.
Yeah, listen. Thank you, Chris.
Yeah, I'm getting tired.
Yeah.
It's been a day.
Yeah, it has been a day, but I got going on a rant. So
real quick, if you want negotiation, Chinatown. It's
Chinatown's great.
And it's extremely easy to teach.
Or a better version of Catan. I like Catan Brotherhood of the Watch, the Game of Thrones version.
Dude, the Game of Thrones Catan's great.
Yeah.
Love
it.
it.
Have you played the Starfarers version though?
I have not.
So the Starfarer is one of the biggest things. So my quick little rant on that. One of my biggest problems with Catan is like, okay, I'm on the 6s, I'm on the 8s. Those are the most popular numbers, and then they'll never get rolled. And so like you just have like a really hard time getting going. And then for some reason, whoever's on the 4 is getting hit over and over again, and they're going to get all the resources. And then it becomes the popularity contest, and nobody wants to trade, blah, blah, blah. The nice thing about Catan Starfarers is that until you hit a certain point threshold, you're getting free resources every turn. There's a deck of cards that are the resources, and you're getting 2 random ones every turn. So you're getting resources regardless of what's rolled, and it really helps to get you going. And so by the time you've got 4 or 5 different cities out there, then it drops down to like 1 resource. And then once you get up to like 10, then it drops down to no resources, because you should be diversified enough by then to be getting in the resources that you need to be getting in. Yeah. And plus it's badass because you have like a mothership, and as you upgrade that,
it's so good.
All the upgrades on that ship apply to your ships on the board. They move faster, they carry cargo, things like that. Bye, Chris. Things like that. And then you have like encounters. And as you do encounters, somebody else is reading this card, and it's kind of like, ooh, you encounter this. Which one do you do? This or this? And you choose. It's like almost like a choose your own adventure. And then your mothership has these little balls in there, and you flip it upside down, you flip it over, and that's telling you like what your speed is, whether you have an encounter or not, and stuff like that. And it just has some really neat aspects.
Starfarers is so fun. It's so fun.
I played it. Yeah.
That's so fun.
It's like it's Catan-y enough that people who like Catan like it, but it's also not so Catan-y that people who don't like Catan won't like it.
Right.
So it kind of
I like Catan. Bob does it, but Bob and I both really enjoy Starfarers.
Yeah.
But yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. So we've been going long. I get it.
Yep.
You got a list we were excited about, but that unfortunately, because Josh is going to be a reoccurring guest now, no takebacks. That's what's going to happen when we bring on the spicy lists.
It's so spicy in my throat.
Oh, we're going to
let me know when you want to do another Hater Raid episode, and I'll be on. We're ready to go.
Josh, it's going to happen, dude. It's going to happen.
Just text me when we have a spot. I'll come on.
But in the meantime, please, everybody, not only check out the Tabletop Submarine Podcast, and you guys do it. It almost disappoints me how concise and short the show is. You guys do a really good job of keeping it tight.
Yeah, Tim's not big on tight.
Listen, we ramble. I'm a hot dog.
If you'd like to hurry up and sign us out of here, then he'll go on another rant here, and we'll be stuck another 20 minutes.
Right. But no, I love it. I think you guys do a great show. I really enjoy it, and it is a testament both to you and Andrew. But I'm really glad you and I have had a few messages back and forth, Josh. But I'm really glad we got to have you on the show, and thank you for doing it and picking such a bold topic. But what a great time. So yes, we are going to have Josh back on, but we will also be prepared. We're going to talk about CakePie in May, because we want you guys to not support Josh. We don't like Josh, but we want to support Ammon and his artwork, and anybody that's into feet picks, specifically those two categories. That's it. That's all we're working on.
Yes.
That's all we care about.
I'll just gain 10 new subs. Wow.
There we go.
Hey.
Yeah, Bob's OnlyFans just jumped up.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
You better go get a petty there, buddy.
What makes you think I didn't just get one? I have nice feet, thank you very much.
Okay.
I've been getting a pedicure this whole time. Well, thanks guys for having me on. Yeah, I appreciate it. Happy to come on anytime.
Josh, you're the bomb, dude. Thank you for coming on. It's the best, man. It's the best. I love it. And I really, really look forward to coming on, because it is you coming on in the future, because it's so much fun when we've got somebody that's game to get into the mud with us a little bit.
Get dirty.
Yeah. Well, you know, and again, right, the fun thing is you were destroying some games that we all enjoy. And that's the best part, is somehow we were still able to have a civil conversation about it and want to hang out again in the future.
Well, it's a game, not a baby. So
yeah, that's weird, right? That's weird. That's weird. But no, everybody, thank you so much for being there, except for Chris. We appreciate all of you, but Chris Charlwood, go kick rocks. Hope to see you Saturday, Chris. Also, that'll be the worst day of my life if you show up. But yeah, everybody, thank you so much for being here. Thanks for tuning in. Great show, great interaction from the chat. Josh, amazing guest, I had no doubt. Mike and Bob every week, thank you so much. Yeah, Pseudo, look forward to seeing you on Saturday, more or less, as much as I am allowed to. But guys, for the board game rundown, I've been Tim,
Bob,
Mike,
Josh.
Yes, we will see you next week. Thanks for watching.
bye.
Bye.
See you guys. Good job, Stonemeyer. A 7.3 repeating. Heating.